I'm a fish boy who skates for Team X, Blades with a leprechaun who plays basketball. Come to my smart house, meet my alien sister. Don't come hungry, because I'll bet my mom can't cook.
Hello everyone and welcome to Mum Can't Cook, a DCOM podcast. I am one of your hosts, Andy, and Luke. You will not believe the night I've had. I went on a date with the president's daughter, who I guess is Ashley Biden? Sure. And we had all kinds of wacky adventures.
Stop.
We drove all over to
Andy,
town.
stop.
Okay.
Stop.
And then we went to
Cease your whimsy. I'm not...
the Secret Service were following.
Cease your whimsy. I hear what you're doing with
It was a carnival.
I hear what you're doing with the freeform, cold open improv. Normally it's very charming, but then we get to the end of a 2-hour episode of Mum Can't Cook and we realise that we forgot to talk about the Patreon with our bonus feeds, and no one's listened that far. We're not even listening at that point.
That's what we did on the date. We went to patreon.com/extra helpings and we signed up.
I swear to God.
To the Mum Can't Cook Patreon.
No.
I'm doing both.
I'm not playing your game. We're not doing both. The only words I want to hear out of your mouth are patreon.com/extra helpings.
I just said that.
Hello, I'm Luke Westaway. Yes, but you said it whimsy. Say it normal.
Patreon.com/extra
Get
helpings.
with a bit of enthusiasm, though. Come on.
Patreon.com/extra helpings.
Give them context. Come on.
Go to it. Go to your web browser and do it.
Why should they go to it?
Because you get bonus episodes of the show every other week. And we're doing So Weird from the Disney Channel TV series.
That's right.
And Fee just went back in time thanks to a magic soda jerk.
There. Now, was that so very hard?
No, I'm sorry.
Right. Let's hear the promo for my date with the president's daughter.
Tomorrow on Disney Channel.
I'm Hallie.
Duncan Fletcher. Boy meets girl.
I'll pick you up at 7.
Where do you live? Boy asks girl out.
It's a big White House. You can't miss it.
Boy gets a big surprise.
Come on, I want you to meet Daddy.
Daddy? You mean the president? Disney Channel presents.
You will be sure to take care of my little girl. My date with the president's daughter.
My date with the president's daughter. Tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Disney Channel.
So, My Date with the President's Daughter, a 1998 movie from the wonderful world of Disney. So technically not a DCOM.
Yes, it's one of it's DCOM adjacent though, and it has very, very much has the energy of
Tara
a DCOM.
Terra was a wonderful world of Disney as well, I believe.
Yeah, crucially, it's a TV movie, and I think if there's any. If there's anything that this podcast tries to hold sacred, and I don't think there is, it's that it has to be a TV movie.
Eric Von Detten.
Yeah, it's Eric Von Detten.
Yeah.
Eric Von Detten
And
and the TV movie.
The TV movie. Yeah, so this is, 1998. It stars Will Friedle, who you may know from Boy Meets World. Dabney Coleman plays the president, a famous actor who recently passed away, sadly. And Elizabeth Harnoy, I believe, is how you pronounce that, as the president's daughter.
Hallie, the president's daughter. So, do you have anything you wanna get off your chest before we begin the recap?
I thought this was quite charming. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a fun little romp. It reminded me a bit of Mum's Got a Date with a Vampire, in not just because it had date in the title, but also because it's like there's a date going and there's a bunch of people running around trying to stop the date.
Do you know what? I had a note that maybe this is the only movie that we've covered that takes place over a tiny time span, but I think Mum's Got a Date with a Vampire is also set over 24 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, over the course of one night. While they go on this date, yeah.
What I would say, though, is that because this one is also set over 24 hours and because it's about the president's daughter being kidnapped,
yes,
it does make it feel like a kid's version of 24 with Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, they should have done the split screen thing with like the president. Like,
yeah. Events occur in real time.
Oh, that'd have been so good.
Yeah.
There's the Secret Service in this film are terrible. No one ever recognises the president's daughter, who is presumably one of the most famous women in the country.
Yeah, but then when it's useful for the plot, they just do.
Yeah. Several people don't recognise the actual president, even though he's the president. So,
yep.
So that's fun.
It took me about 1 million hours to do this recap because this movie keeps weirdly dropping references to late 90s punk bands. And that, unfortunately, is exactly my So,
Okay.
I have to. Every time one sort of came blurrily into half focus, I had to pause and do a sort of reverse
You had
image
to pause
search.
and do a deep dive and listen to their entire discography.
Yeah, to truly understand.
Find out what every band member was doing
to
now.
truly understand Sprung Monkey.
Well, good. At least someone does. Okay, well, let's get into it. So we open on some kind of president's daughter. She's sleeping in an ornate bedroom.
Yeah.
A chipper woman strides in saying it's time to get up. She slings open the curtains. The girl is not pleased about this. She complains that it's Saturday.
Yeah, she's shown that the clothes she has to wear, they're sort of
Yes,
kind of,
a dress that Wednesday Addams would reject for being too gloomy.
yeah, funereal. The nuns at school get to wear hotter stuff than that, she complains. Press X to
In
doubt.
Holly's
yeah.
In Holly's opinion,
yeah, yeah, right.
she's like, damn, that's hot.
Damn, these are some hotly dressed nuns.
Yeah. This is a girl who doesn't have much control over her life, we are to take from this.
Yeah, she's told about all of the things that she's going to be doing today. It sounds like a packed schedule of, meet and greets and photo opportunities.
Fundraisers, photo ops.
Fundraisers,
Yeah,
meet the press, that sort of thing.
She says, another boring day in the life of Hallie Richmond. And then she flings open the curtains to reveal that she is stood in a PS1 cutscene of the White House.
Yeah, it sort of zooms all the way out to reveal the White House in increasingly unconvincing PlayStation graphics. But don't worry, because it's all fine, because the song My Date with the President's Daughter starts playing.
Yeah.
And this movie has its own theme song, and the theme song is by the Presidents of the United States of America.
I mean, a lovely bit of synergy.
Yeah,
Right?
Brilliant. Who you might remember from their songs Lump and Peaches.
And they cover a Video Killed the Radio Star.
Oh, yeah. Man. Yeah, a real
but yeah, it's-
slice of life. I really enjoyed it.
It's a really nice bit of music. I really like it. It's really catchy. It's been in my head all week.
Yeah.
Should we have a bit of it?
Yeah, definitely. It's really catchy.
My day with the president's daughter. My day with the president's daughter. Oh yeah, my day with her. So happy. It took all night. I felt so good. We took the Oval Office by surprise. You should have seen the Secret Service agent's eyes. His jaw must have dropped about 100 yards when we stole her daddy's big black car. My day with the president's daughter. My day with
I also just want to mention that we see Hallie's bedroom at this point, and she has an eclectic mix of posters. There is a poster for the rapper Jason, and she also has a poster for Scarcore punk band The Suicide Machines. a fairly intense musical act. So yeah,
For the Disney Channel. Yeah.
But actually, at first I thought that this was a little poorly thought out, that maybe it was, set decorators just getting lazy. But actually, having concluded my watch of the movie, I think this is actually thematically laying the groundwork for Hallie being an insane tornado of chaos. Totally unpredictable sort of sprite. Capricious
Unbelievably
demon.
capricious. Yeah. Total lack of impulse control. What I'd like to point out is that this film came out in April 1998.
Okay.
And I went on the Presidents of the United States Wikipedia page.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently they broke up in late 1997. So I think what we can draw from that is that they did this and then the band dissolved.
Having achieved all its aims.
having achieved all it was possible to achieve with the medium, they decided
It was simply
to stop.
it's simply time to disband, or they broke up due to acrimony and creative differences, and it was this that brought them back together when they got the call
for the final.
Yeah, they
hurrah.
broke up in 1997. They were like, "That's it. I guess I'll never speak to those guys again." But then the call came in. Will you do one last song for the movie My Date with the President's Daughter? And we'll pay you $1 million.
I think maybe what it was is that they recorded that song and then they saw the movie and they were like, "Oh God, we need to pretend we've never been a band."
Oh yeah.
And people
yeah,
were like,
yeah,
Did you do this song for this president movie? No.
I'll tell you what.
But you're in a band, aren't you? No.
I'll tell you what,
I don't know what
Presidents
you're
of the
talking
United States of America, the band, have done a pretty good job of making it seem like they were never a band. Because although this wouldn't have been a concern for them, they are completely ungoogleable.
Yeah, that's true.
They are an SEO nightmare. Yeah, it is very hard to make Google understand that you want to hear music, not the president.
Not the president of the United
Not the
States of
music
America.
of the presidents. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you want Bill's saxophone? No.
Yeah.
No, there was a
You
band,
want-
I swear.
You want Obama on the oboe? No, I don't want any of these things. So yeah, the song, it's good.
Yeah.
The song also includes the lyrics, "We stole the president's car," which isn't a thing that happens in the film.
Yeah, but they probably
I
didn't.
think the band hadn't seen the film.
Well, the film probably at
script.
that point hadn't been written.
No, that's true.
Probably just...
They were like, oh, I imagine they'll do fun stuff like steal the president's car. No.
No, simply no time.
So, yeah, Hallie comes in for breakfast. We see the president and the first lady. I thought it was very interesting, Luke, that the president has a mustache.
Did you?
That's unusual.
Yeah.
Well, as you probably know, the last president to have a mustache was William Howard Taft in 1908. And there have only been two major candidates in the past 98 years who've had any facial hair at all. It's very unusual for a president to
Really?
have any facial hair.
Well, we do find out soon that this president is up for re-election imminently, so it's possible that he was hired he got the job on a no moustache campaign.
On a no mustache platform.
Yeah. But
And they spent 4 years growing
since
it.
then he spent 4 years growing it, and that might explain his
Terrible polling numbers.
his extreme unpopularity, which he really does seem to be suffering with. He holds up a newspaper. It's got a big picture of his political rival on it, a sort of Kennedy-alike called Olson.
Yeah.
For some reason, the photo is in black and white, even though this is 1998. You think they could do a colour photo of the
No,
of the
absolutely not.
president?
Maybe
but no.
we never see Olsen in the movie. Maybe he's black and white.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
This President Richmond believes that the young people are the one and only hope for the country, and yet he ignores his daughter Hallie when she asks for jam.
Oh,
so
dear.
hypocrite.
A hypocrite. The movie likes this president, though, even though he is devastatingly unpopular, we learn. Also, we find out that he's being murdered in the polls,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, I imagine the events of this movie will eventually see him rise again in the polls because he does something nice and has an arc. But that does.
Well, he wins. He wins round exactly one voter.
He wins at the cost of his entire campaign.
Yeah.
And also, we get the merest hint that he's embroiled in some kind of really terrible scandal.
Yeah, I know.
We'll get to it.
Well, yeah, I'm going to get into the politics of this movie, but so he's talking about young people. He's ignoring his daughter asking for jam. Hallie asks for jam again, and the president angrily slides it down the table. So it seems, they don't have the best relationship. He holds up this newspaper of Olsen, holds it up to his wife, and he says, "Honey, are you telling me those aren't hair implants?" So...
Yeah.
Again, this is a devastatingly insecure president.
Yeah.
On top of that,
in terms of hair.
Yeah, his wife is like, "Oh, you're much better looking than he is, honey," and he's like, "I'll kill everyone. I'll do it.
I've got the nuclear football.
Pass me the football."
So, Mum tells Hallie, Mum being the First Lady, of course, tells Hallie that she has to hurry up because they're leaving in 15 minutes. Hallie asks if she can stay home because she doesn't want to do this thing that they're doing today. But Mum says, Dad is doing a speech about family. It would be nice if people could see his family.
Yeah.
So, sulkily, Hallie takes a sip of orange juice, then clutches her throat. Her eyes bulge. She grips her neck and collapses off the chair. And nobody moves a muscle.
The Secret Service agents all roll their eyes.
Yeah. They're all like, oh, Hallie's faking.
Yeah.
And it turns out she is faking to try and get out of doing this, but I don't know. I probably would react.
I think we have to assume that she's done this like 1,000 times, which is why they feel confident. But then that would be the easy way to kill the first daughter, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Just to poison her.
Also, I don't care if they've done it 1,000 times. It's the president's daughter.
Yeah.
She is a target. America's enemies have poisoned Dotus, the daughter of the United States of America.
Not Dotus.
No,
Someone tell Flotus. But yeah, if the president kept doing a thing where he was like started acting like he'd been shot,
Yeah.
like boom, doom, 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 doom.
Started like doing the thing from Platoon.
Yeah, just
As a
started
bit.
doing that.
Yeah.
The Secret Service agents would have to dive on him every time. They wouldn't be like, "Oh, he's doing it again."
Even if the president said, guys, I'm going to do my platoon bit. I'm going to pretend to be shot for fake in 3, 2, 1, and then did it, they would still have to check he wasn't shot and try and dive in front of him because it's their whole reason for
it's
existence.
literally their job.
Yeah.
So this is your first hint that the Secret Service in this movie is not quite the elite force that it is elsewhere.
Not fit for purpose.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're not convinced. They say that she has to go, and we see the family roll out. On the way out, she criticises the some of the Secret Service for always wearing black because she loves fashion, even though she doesn't get to partake in it.
So in the car on the way, an advisor is telling the president that he should work the word family into his speech about family, which is good advice.
Yeah.
The motorcade goes past some campaign posters. We see some Richmond for America, re-elect Richmond with a picture of him sort of grinning weirdly. We get Olsen for president, it's time for a change posters. It's not clear throughout this movie who is a Republican and who is a Democrat.
Yeah.
They don't tell you what political party
like Alex
Hallie's dad
Garland's
belongs
Civil
to.
War, it deliberately steers away from that and
obfuscates.
lets you draw your own conclusions.
Yeah, and so President Olsen is like running on this family values platform, which would lead you to believe he's some kind of like conservative, presumably.
Yes. You can normally tell by what colour tie they're wearing.
But even the posters, they're both like red and blue and stars all over them. The posters look like they're from the same political party. The film is so timid about engaging with any kind of political aspect, even though it's about the president of the United States of America.
Yeah, and even though it was made in the late 90s when, I don't know, I think the vibe was less sort of polarised. And you could make a fun movie about being the president's daughter. Like, the Disney Channel wouldn't make a film about the presidency now, would it?
No.
It's just, it's not that the energy's changed.
Yeah, it would be unpleasant, probably.
So, we'll keep trying to guess, and at the end we can lay our bets on who's Republican, who's Democrat. So there's a big dance coming up at Hallie's school. She asks if she can go to it, but is told no. On that date, she'll be in Houston.
Yeah, it's an election year. We all have to make sacrifices.
She's told this by a character who is a sort of PA to the president, speechwriter, election campaign
chief of staff, campaign.
I could not figure out his name. I couldn't hear anyone say it. I couldn't identify who he was in IMDb. So we need to pick a name for him.
I thought he was several characters for a while. Because he's so bland.
Let's call him Chief of Staff. That'll do.
Chief of Staff Mlemson.
Chief of Staff Mlemson. Tells her that it's election year. We all got to make sacrifices. Says Hallie. I'm the only one in my class who hasn't gone on a date.
But the press shuts her down.
Yeah. She asks if Reed is going to be at this thing that they're going to. We don't know who Reed is, but Mom says yes. And it turns out that Reed is the vice president's son. Hallie says, he always tries to make a move on me, dejectedly. And her mum says, Hallie, disapprovingly, as if
that's her fault.
As if that's her fault, and as if like raising it or mentioning it or telling her parents about it is the wrong thing to do.
Is the wrong, yes, exactly. So we cut to a daycare centre. The president is opening this daycare centre and giving a speech. I grew up in a traditional family, starts the president. I've written. When I got home from school, there was always someone there. But times have changed, and most parents, what he goes on to say, is mercifully overshadowed by Reed, the 30-year-old looking adult son of the vice president, who comes up and tells Hallie that there's a hot new dance club opening called Club Alien.
I grew up in a traditional family. When we got home from school, there was always somebody there. But things have changed since then. Most of the parents...
Listen, there's a great new dance club opening up tonight called Club Alien. What do you say, you and me, huh?
Sorry, I don't date out of my species.
You don't date at all. Come on, it's not like you've got any other options.
You have 10 seconds to get your tentacles off of me. 10, 9, 8.
I have 1.
7,
Vice President has 3.
3, 2.
And I want to finish
1.
by challenging Congress.
So you probably got the sense from that audio clip that this Reed is a real unlikable POS.
Yeah.
The speech. So the speech ends.
Well, the speech, you get a little more of the speech in the background.
Oh,
I have 1. The vice president has 3. The president is saying, apparently having to prove his family credentials to the press.
Don't think I'm a family man. Simply look at my daughter.
Simply look at the daughter I produced.
Daughters?
I have one. Yep. The vice president, even more. 3.
Even more. That's how much I care about America. The thing is, though, I know that does sound a bit like he's skewing Republican, like sort of traditional family values. But even the Democrats have to say that stuff as well, though, don't they? Like the Democrats can't come out and be like, "Yo, I was raised in a hippie commune where we all had the same name, and it was Gaia."
Every day we burned the flag to keep warm. Yeah, I don't know. I just get Republican vibes from this guy. I think it's more going on about like traditional family is quite the.
I think
is the thing.
as much as the movie's trying to do anything, Olsen looks so Kennedy.
Yeah.
And later, we get the merest hint that I'm pretty sure President Richmond is on the cusp of a Watergate-style scandal. So I think he is Nixon.
Yeah, he's a Nixon type.
He's a Nixon type. He's not really, he's not, like, horrible like Nixon in the film. But
well, we don't see him actually doing really any politics.
No, we don't. But I think that if the movie's like trying to work to a political template, to a trope, I think that's it. I think it's Kennedy Nixon.
Which is interesting to cast the sort of sympathetic dad character as Nixon.
Yes.
In this dichotomy rather than Kennedy.
Yeah, although I guess maybe that was important to them that he was up for re-election or something, and they probably didn't want to cover an assassination in their decom.
I mean, it would have been quite the third act twist.
Yeah, it would.
Like wacky hijinks, and then everything becomes like unbelievably serious as the president is assassinated.
Oh yeah, it would be a bit like the decom Tiger Cruise.
Yeah, which we haven't done yet.
Yeah,
which has an incredible third act twist that we won't spoil.
God.
But yeah.
Okay. So,
I have one, the Vice President has three. So think again.
Yeah, think again.
Before you call us childless.
Think again, America's enemies. So the speech ends and the president is told by Mlemon, was that it? Mlemon? I've forgotten. Mlemson is told by Mlemson, we have a few minutes if you want to work the crowd. So the Secret Service agents look panicked as the president wades heedlessly into the throng of people.
Into a roiling mass of potentially armed people.
Yeah, the president is sort of wades into them like Khaleesi or something in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's sort of, yes.
It's swept away by the crowd.
Yes, my trust in my people is total. So because the Secret Service agents are distracted trying to keep the president alive while he does this.
Yeah, they're easily distracted Secret Service agents, aren't they?
Very. And also, crucially, there are only ever like 2 or 3 of them.
2, yeah.
So meanwhile, Dotus, Hallie, looks over the street and sees a mall. And she smiles, sort of secretively.
Temporarily forgotten about. She sneaks away and runs to the mall.
Yeah.
She walks in, epic music starts playing. She looks at a sunglass hut and goes, wow.
Yeah, it's brilliant,
She's never seen such wonders.
The music swells with orchestral patriotic glory as she just regards a sunglass hut. And the movie tells us this is the real America.
This is the real peak of American culture.
This is it. So basically, we don't really see how she snuck off. I suspect... I don't know. It's like she stood being witnessed in a big speech with loads of photographers, and then question mark. She is in the mall.
She is in the mall, yeah.
But fine. We cut to a record store.
Yes, we meet 2 new characters, Curtis and Arthur. They're debating the best music to make girls go mad and kiss you in a car on the way home from a dance.
Yes, picture this, says Curtis, holding up a CD. You're driving her home from the dance, you pull over and put this on. And he holds up the album Make Your Mama Proud by punk band Fastball. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, my friend, she'll lose control. He is speaking to Arthur, who is wearing a backwards Kangol hat. What a time this was. She'll lose control and barf on me, he retorts. You want makeup music? Stick with the classics. And he holds up rock band Flip's self-titled album. I checked these. They are both terrible music choices for a date. It's just...
I genuinely thought they'd made both of these up.
No, they haven't. No, it's...
The Fastball CD cover is like a black and white picture of a man in a dunce cap.
Yes, that is the cover of Make Your Mama Proud by Fastball. Both of these albums are just angry or sad or unhinged punk rock. They are not good date music.
Well... There's not really much time to consider that, though, because suddenly a man accosts Arthur, grabbing his nose. He then makes change fall out of it. This is Duncan, our hero. Come on, Duncan, says Arthur. We're in a public place,
he says
Curtis.
You've got to cut this stupid magic stuff out. People will think you're a dork.
They're both pleading with him to stop his amateur magic show.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, how can I stop when there's coins behind your ear? Curtis's reaction is so funny. He's like, no, don't. No. Not like, cut it out, please, Duncan. He's just like Duncan is showing him live footage of his family being lowered into a vat of ashes.
Do you know in The Matrix, the one who dies when is she called Switch? The one who dies when she's unplugged by Cypher.
Yeah.
In The Matrix, and she just looks and goes, not like this, and then dies.
Yeah.
Like, that's the energy with which these lines are delivered, a sort of
Not like this.
desperate resignation.
Yeah, it's like, please don't
please,
do magic, Duncan.
Don't do magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if you can conjure up a date for the dance tonight. Duncan's bros challenge him. I'm not going, says Duncan. The dance is for morons. Now, it's worth saying here that even though Duncan has been introduced doing close-up magic and with very 90s shoulder-length hair, and
Oh my God, the hair. We haven't even
yeah,
mentioned the hair.
and saying that dances are for morons, he is actually a lot more likable and charismatic than all of that makes him sound.
Yes. Well, so a leather-clad man collides with him on purpose at this point, probably because he hates close-up magic.
Yeah.
Hey, says
Reasonable.
Duncan. Hey, yeah. Hey, what? Says the man. Hey, sorry, I didn't get out of your way fast enough, sir, says Duncan. So this is our hero, a sort of magical boy coward.
Yeah, he's got a sort of charismatic energy. He reminded me a lot of Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future, the way that he plays this. He does a good line in a sort of eye roll at the end of the scene before going, "Oh, brother," and having to run off somewhere.
Yeah, so this is Will Friedle from Boy Meets World. He is very likable. He does have that good Michael J. Fox energy. Yeah. And he does spend most of this movie in a sort of like prolonged panic attack.
Yes.
About what's happening.
Yes.
So this leather-clad bully is Steve Ellinger. He's still hanging around even though he flunked out of school, and he has a history of bullying.
Yeah, he must have flunked out of school about 18 years ago, because he... what age would you put Steve Ellinger at, genuinely?
35?
35, 36 is honestly my guess.
Yeah.
Honestly, my guess.
That's what he looks like.
I do not believe that I'm older than Steve Ellinger.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I know we have a lot of fun with the way that, like, there's often like grown-ups playing teens in these movies, but Steve Ellinger, he's a man.
Yeah, Crow's Feet and 5 O'Clock Shadow, and
he's a man who's started to think about whether it's time to buy a boat.
to get rid of the bike and trade it for a boat.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's started talking to 2 girls in the record store, and so the lesson that Arthur takes from this is that girls like aggression, not magical boys.
Yeah, girls like guys who are aggressive, not geeks who do magic tricks.
Yeah. I could get a date for the dance, says objectively fantastically handsome Duncan.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. $50 says you can't, says Curtis. And Arthur is like, it's easy money, unless you're scared.
So Duncan rises to the bait. He takes the bet, and his friends are delighted.
Yeah. No paid escorts, says Curtis.
I mean...
So...
I mean, there's only $50 on the line. He might win the bet, but it would be fine immediately making a loss, wouldn't he?
Well, and you're probably turning up to a school dance with a paid escort is probably considered.
Yeah, thinking about it, his financial return is probably the least of the problems.
It's the least of his worries, yeah.
So Duncan strolls out of the record store. He's going to get a date now because this dance is tonight. So he walks out, he strolls through the mall. Be aggressive, he says to himself. Talking to himself, he vows to be aggressively romantic to the next girl he sees. But then he walks past an old lady and goes, after
brother.
her. Then he sees a tiny child, and then he sees a scary punk who probably listens to Flip.
He sees a punk, and the music goes,
and he's like,
and he is sexually intimidated by her.
Obviously not her. Even though she is just a she is just a girl. Like,
she's just a girl with pink hair.
Yeah, just pink hair. You could ask her if you probably like the same music. Anyway, so
I give up. He says, having seen an old woman, a child, and a punk in quick succession.
Yeah.
But the 4th girl he sees as he goes up on an escalator is the surely nationally famous president's daughter.
Yes, but he doesn't.
She's in a hat shop. She's trying on a normal hat and laughing about it.
This is weird to me because she snuck out of the mall to finally get a bit of like fashion in her life, and we see her in a traditional hat shop trying on like first lady hats,
trying on hats you would wear to Royal Ascot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like the kind of thing that the first lady would wear to a memorial service or something. Like, they're really sensible, boring hats. But anyway, Duncan approaches.
You've got to start small, haven't you? If you've only been used to like fancy hats, if you try on something too normal, it could cause your brain to implode.
Yeah, it could slice your ears off. You need to work up the calluses on the side of your head, don't you?
Yeah, you can't just put a baseball cap straight on; it would go straight through you. Shear off your arms and side through your body.
Through your body cleanly. You need those behind the ear calluses that you only get from an Ascot hat.
Yeah, you've got to start small.
Yeah,
work your way up.
Start with a nice woolen beanie, and work up. So
once you've recovered from that,
so Duncan makes his move.
Oh, hey, excuse
Excuse me. Do you happen to have this in a smaller size?
I don't work here.
Oh, sorry. Well, tell me anyway. Which one do you think would look better on me? And be completely honest.
Okay. Actually, I think they both look good.
Typical boy, can't make up your mind.
You know, when I said that, I just meant that I'm sure whichever one you buy, it's kind of look great on you.
Oh, that's sweet. I'm Hallie.
Duncan Fletcher.
Nice to meet you. What you got there?
Oh, it's just something I bought at the Magic Sporting Goods store.
Oh, so what sports are you into?
The usual, bungee jumping, some karate, rock climbing.
Rock climbing. I've always wanted to go rock climbing, but my dad won't let me. He thinks I'm made of porcelain.
Ah, that's a shame. It's a rush. Actually just got back from the Grand Canyon. I bungeed off the northern rim.
Really?
Yeah, bungee snapped halfway down. Had to tie it with dental floss. It was,
I've got to go. My ride's here. It was really nice meeting you.
I know this is kind of last second, but I was wondering, would there be any chance that maybe you'd want to come with me tonight to, like, a dance?
A dance? You mean with people our age?
Yes?
I'd love to.
Seriously?
Yes.
He's got to be here somewhere. Well, I'll pick you up at 7? Where do you live?
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. It's a big white house. You can't miss it. I'll see you tonight.
Okay, I'll see you. 1,600. That was almost easy. Sorry.
So the music change there was Hallie spotting Secret Service agents looking for her.
I want to know more about this bungee jump where he had to fix the cord with dental floss. I didn't really catch what he was saying he did.
Yeah, I couldn't catch that either. But I think if a bungee jump goes wrong, that's more or less it. I don't think there's a way out of that situation.
Yeah, well, what I've written down that he said is his bungee snapped halfway down and he had to tie it off with dental floss.
Right. Okay.
But I don't know what that means. What does tie it off mean? Does he mean tie off all his smashed limbs that were fountaining blood when he landed in the Grand Canyon?
He used dental floss to craft a tourniquet. And
it's like 127 hours kind of situation.
Oh, yeah, he used dental floss to cut off his arm.
Yeah,
or something. Garroted it off through the nerves.
Yeah, I don't think he could bungee jump with dental floss. Or, I mean, presumably he means he tied the two ends together with dental floss, but then...
Yeah, I don't know.
How did he get hold of the other one if it's... Anyway, it's a not very convincing story, and yet Hallie buys it.
I want to know how you can hear their conversation over the choppers circling overhead, because bear in mind the president's daughter has gone missing.
No, wait,
nobody cares.
The mall would have been locked down and probably flooded with some kind of nerve agent.
Yeah, you'd be like, let's just make everyone stay where they are right now.
Yeah, let's knock everyone out with gas. We'll just pick up the president's daughter from the floor.
Because the president's daughter has gone missing. We touched upon this in First Kid, but the whole way through this, the movie treats it like, it's only the daughter, not that the president's important. The president's daughter is very important. Obviously, she has worth as a human being, but quite aside from that, she is an enormous bargaining chip for the most powerful man in the world.
Just kidnap the president's daughter, and then, whatever.
Yeah. That's
profit.
Yeah,
all your political demands met.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway,
the other thing.
So they send two Secret Service agents into the mall to sort of
who are sort of walking unconcernedly around the mall,
just casting their eyes around in case they happen to recover Dotus.
Yeah, they're probably like Sinbad in First Kid. They're probably off at the frozen yogurt store scamming free yogurt. The other thing is she gives her address to him. She says she lives at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah.
I mean, did you know the street address of the White House before this movie?
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Okay, I did.
Yeah.
And
you
I think quite a lot of people.
DC.
I don't live in DC. I think if you lived in Washington, DC, there's no way you don't know that 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is the White House address.
I think that's probably fair. And in that situation, Duncan would be like, oh, I see. It's like giving a fake phone number, isn't it? But, but to someone's face.
And then she said it's a big white house, you can't miss it. It's like, all right, yeah, very funny. Where do you actually live?
Yeah, it's like giving your phone number as 999.
Yeah. It's there's just no way he wouldn't know this.
Yeah, but anyway, Duncan doesn't, and he's delighted. So back at the White House, the president is telling Hallie that she cannot go out on a date with some strange boy that she just met in a mall.
Just as a point, you might think that this White House set is quite impressive for a decom.
I actually did. I thought all the White House set looked good.
Yeah, well, it wasn't made for this film, apparently, according to the movie trivia. This was made for the Wesley Snipes movie Murder at 1600, which obviously had a much higher budget. And then they just, I assume they asked if they could use it.
Snuck onto the lot once all the lights were turned off.
I mean, they did shoot all this at night because it's, a night film.
Used powerful torches to light it.
But then one night they were, again, for the 16th consecutive night, they used the bolt cutters to cut the chain on the door of the set. But who's that stood in a spotlight? It's Wesley Snipes.
Oh, no.
He starts kicking everyone's ass.
Michael Eisner pours laxative into the coffee of everyone working on the Wesley Snipes movie.
Wesley Snipes' one weakness. Uncontrollable shit.
Now, quick, you've got about 40 minutes. Get in there and film My Date with the President's
Daughter.
Daughter.
Film a movie. We don't have a script. It doesn't matter. Just say president things.
I imagine that when we apply some compression to these audio clips, you will be able to hear the cast of Murder at 1600 all shitting themselves noisily just in the background.
So yes, the president is bollocking Hallie on the presidential seal. The First Lady and the president send Hallie out of the room to have a talk. The First Lady says that she's an ordinary girl, face it, George, with the parents of a real-life teenager. An incidents like this are going to happen more often if we try to keep her locked up in an ivory tower.
What about security, says the president. That's what the Secret Service are for, says the First Lady, clearly unfamiliar with the capabilities of the Secret Service. So they relent. They let Hallie go on the date. The president says, when that boy gets here, he wants to talk to him. And we cut to Duncan's room. He's putting on aftershave. He's wearing a terrible boxy suit, but it's really hard to tell if the movie thinks it's bad because it was the late 90s. So maybe
this is how everyone wore their suits.
Yeah, exactly.
Back then.
He's wearing a sort of Mulder style big boxy
huge
suit.
boxy suit. It looks like he's wearing his dad's suit or something.
Yeah. He's listening to At a Girl by Sprung Monkey.
Okay, good. Wish me luck, Harry, he says to a poster of Harry Houdini.
Yeah.
This fucking dork.
Downstairs, his all-American family are eating snacks and watching TV. We find out that his dad's trying to get a promotion, and so tonight they're hosting a party for his boss. The president is on TV in the room. Dad calls him our do-nothing president. Duncan comes in. He says he wants to borrow the nice BMW company car that the family has tonight for his date. And his dad is like, absolutely not. You'll be taking the station wagon. But he does give him a credit card in case of emergencies.
In this scene, we also meet Duncan's sister, who is the worst character in this film.
She's barely in it.
Yeah, she's barely in it, but also all she does is sort of like make unfunny jokes and weird faces.
She's just your classic Disney Channel annoying little sister.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's worth mentioning. I've mentioned like BMW company car and credit cards and stuff. These things sound deluxe, but the movie is telling us that these are normal folks. They live in a normal house. They are hardworking Americans. Trying to, the dad is trying to sort of make it up the corporate ladder at work. They are not wealthy.
In the garage, Duncan looks at both cars and then he steals the BMW.
Yes.
As he backs it out of the driveway, we see it has an Olsen for President bumper sticker.
It's a great looking car. It's not often. It's not often that my eye is turned by a company car. But oh man, this is a lush car.
The Olsen for President bumper sticker is like all the kind of presidential graphic design in this film, terrible. It's just like a sans serif font that says Olsen for President.
Well, to be fair, they've probably told props department, make an Olsen for President, but do not suggest he is Democrat or Republican.
Anyway, suggest which political party he is affiliated with.
Or what his views are or anything. So it's like, okay, well, am I allowed to use his name? Maybe. Make it and then we'll check.
We'll allow it.
Yeah.
So he goes off. He drives up Pennsylvania Avenue looking for houses. 1600, he says. He looks up and sees the White House. He makes the obvious assumption that he's been given a false address. Maybe there's a South Pennsylvania Avenue, he says. And we see him driving up to a White House security gate. The guard asks him his name.
He decides to ask the White House security gate, is there a South?
There's a South.
Is there a Pennsylvania South?
More trivia here. The gate guard is played by Ron Reagan Jr. Is the son of the former President Ronald Reagan.
No way!
Yeah.
That's
fun. I know, weird, isn't it?
Did Ron Reagan ask for a cameo, or
no? I think he was just trying to be an actor.
Wow.
Like his dad.
You're trying to be an actor. You're the president's son, and you get gate.
And you're like, oh, there's a role for you in My Date with the President's Daughter. Great. What have you got for me? President? Like my dad? No.
Gatehouse guard.
You'll be playing the gate guard.
Man.
You have one line.
How do you explain that to Ronald?
Say, drive up to the visitors lot, please.
Yeah. I nailed it, Dad.
Hey, Dad, just like you, I'm acting. Surely the presidency will come after. Yes, Ron Jr. I'm sure. You're really on track.
So, next thing, Duncan finds, obviously he wasn't expected to be told, oh yes, you're expected, go here. Next thing, he's inside the White House. He's being swept for weapons by the Secret Service.
He's getting wanded.
They're using those sort of bleepy paddle things to check him. And down comes Hallie for the date. Why didn't you tell me you were the president's daughter? Says Duncan. Must slip my mind, says Hallie. Come on, I want you to meet Dad. You mean the president? Yes, says Hallie. Of our country? Says Duncan.
No, says Hallie. Of North Korea.
I have a note that this film is funny.
Okay.
I think that
I have a note that this movie has a fundamentally flawed premise.
This movie made me laugh a few times, though.
Yeah.
Did it make me laugh 6 times? The famous Mark Kermode 6 laugh test? I don't think it made me laugh 6 times.
Okay.
Oh, wait, maybe it's only 3 laughs a movie has to do. Maybe it's the 3 laugh test. I can't remember.
Well, make up your mind, Kermode.
Yeah, Kermode. Anyway, it made me laugh 2 times.
2 times, fine.
So anyway,
1 under the amount it's needed to be good.
Yeah, we see the president. He's playing golf.
Yeah, he's being bollocked by the head of the Secret Service, who's explaining that it's hard to protect him if he keeps wandering aimlessly into crowds.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually hard to protect him because of their total incompetence.
Yeah.
But you can't be re-elected if you get shot, shouts the Secret Service guy, and he does say it like that. I like this, is my note, because it's raising the spectre of an attempted assassination. So you're thinking, I think we're going to see the president get attemptedly assassinated.
I think we're going to see a Lee Harvey Oswald situation.
You're not going to see that. No. So it's just weird that they mention it. It's weird that they sort of Chekhov's gun a presidential assassination in this way.
I mean, it would really have raised the stakes towards the end if Hallie's free-spiritedness somehow led to her father having an attempt on his life.
Yeah, it would. And
then Wesley Snipes comes in.
But because of what... And says, I'm sorry, I just came in here because I forgot my wallet.
I'm sorry, I thought we could get started a bit early today because we've got a lot to get through, and I didn't realise you were all in here. How did you get through the chain? Oh, I see you've cut the chain. Well... Everyone line up, I'm going to spin kick all of you.
If you look carefully in the background of some of these scenes, you can see Wesley Snipes showing up for work with a Starbucks and then doing a sort of U-turn as he sees they're still going.
And then spin kicking various background extras. Okay, we've got about 1.5 minutes before he gets to the principal cast.
Yeah.
Let's finish these lines.
But all the extras between the principal cast and Wesley.
It takes him about 10 seconds to spin kick someone.
Sweet dialogue fast.
If you look closely throughout this film at the actors' faces, you can see Wesley Snipes' shoe print on all of them.
They're doing close-up, like facial framing mostly, so that you don't see all of the spin kicks happening to the torsos.
Wesley, just out of shot in every scene, Wesley Snipes is speed bagging their torsos.
In a way that says, get
That's
out
why
of
all
my
the dialogue
set.
is like, oh, Hallie, you can't go out on a date.
That's why Duncan...
I thought it was a weird choice by the actors.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was weird the way that they have Duncan occasionally exclaim, please, Wesley, and no, Wesley.
Wesley, I can't take it anymore, Wesley. Bracket Snipes.
So Duncan is led in to meet the president. He does an awkward bow and sits down for the grilling of a lifetime. Tell me about yourself, says the president. And he does. He says, I would have voted for you, but I'm too young. And the president intimidates him by saying, you also had your appendix out last year, and after you got your driver's license, you got 1 parking ticket. And he holds up a manila folder with all of Duncan's sort of private life information. Sort of,
he has a file on Duncan.
He's showing that in one day he's easily violated his privacy with a manila folder, and he's boasting about it to his face.
Yeah, sometimes being president has its advantages, he says.
He says in a way that makes you think he probably says this once a day while doing something extremely evil.
It's something presumably illegal.
Yeah, while like pulling the arms off an alien or something.
Just stamping on an alien. Sometimes being a president has its advantages. Not everyone gets to stamp on an alien like this.
Pretty sweet. So Mr. Thornhill, who is the head of the Secret Service, explains the deal. He provides Duncan with a paper printout as a list of places that he is allowed to visit. The school is not on there. It's just a sort of list of safe restaurants and, movie theatres and stuff like that. But see, we were going to go... says Duncan. He's about
but Hallie sort of interrupts and is like, we're just going to go to dinner and a movie. Good night, Daddy.
What about the
be
dance?
Back by 11,
says Duncan as they walk away. We'll talk about it later, says Hallie. We cut to the car.
As they leave, the president says, sometimes it's harder to be a dad than it is to be president. No, it isn't.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. If you're saying that is, then you're doing it wrong.
If it is, you're not presidenting hard enough.
Yeah.
So anyway,
you're just stamping on aliens and producing files about people.
Yeah. We cut to the car. Then we cut to a wide shot of the car, and we see that the back seat is crammed full of Secret Service agents. Mm-hmm. This is Rumpelstiltskin. We are moving west towards the movie theatre with Snow White and the Frog Prince. They say into their
Duncan
radios.
objects to his code name. He's not happy about Frog Prince. He puts some music on the radio. He turns on the radio. It's mostly sort of banjo and yodeling music on the radio.
Yeah, which is odd.
Yeah, he tries to cover saying that his dad's been borrowing the car.
But he eventually finds some cool rock and roll music. He lies to Hallie. He says that he does karate. He says he's a black belt level at that. The Secret Service agents sort of scoff in the background.
Yeah.
Again, even though on paper what Duncan is doing is quite bad, which, just sort of lying, again, this is kind of carried off in a sort of with a nervous energy that makes him seem quite likable. Like he's got an aura this whole time that he's being swept away by a situation completely out of his control, which of course he is. He suddenly finds himself in the car with the president's daughter. He's rambling.
Yeah, his general demeanor, and I think particularly his haircut.
Yeah.
That Simpsons in Universe magazine non-threatening boys.
Yeah.
He's exactly like a cover model for non-threatening boys magazine.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So even though he is sort of lying and stuff, it's all coming from a reasonably good place. So we cut to the movie theatre. It is maybe I'm just saying that because we're following on from Pixel Perfect, and it's just so refreshing to have a non-threatening boy. Anyway,
it's true.
Cut to
such a threatening boy.
Yeah. Cut to the movie theatre. They are watching a horror movie. It's way too intense. Did you?
They're watching 1986's Class of Newcomb High.
Yes,
the trauma film.
It's an R-rated trauma horror movie.
Yeah.
And the bit that they've put in My Date with the President's Daughter is quite a scary bit. How can they stand this, say the Secret Service agent standing at the back?
Yeah.
I was in Vietnam and this stuff makes me cringe, says one.
Quite the thing to say.
Yeah, quite a thing to put in your movie. So anyway, sat just ahead, a few rows ahead of them, are Hallie and Duncan. Hallie says that they can go to the dance, they just have to ditch the suits. Now, Duncan isn't sure it's a good idea to ditch the Secret Service while he has the daughter of the president.
To essentially what will almost certainly be seen as him kidnapping the president's daughter.
Yeah, he is signing his own death warrant to
for sure,
to do anything other than veer from the plan. But Hallie has a scheme, and here is the scheme.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear it.
Okay, so what Hallie does is she reaches over to Duncan, puts her arm around him, then she sort of pulls him in as if for a kiss, but then at the last minute hurls him to the ground, on the floor of the aisle, and straddles him on the floor.
In quite a sexually aggressive manner.
Yeah, the Secret Service agents see this happen, and they're like, hey, cool.
I think he's the one that needs protecting right now, says Secret Service agent number 2.
So Hallie and Duncan crawl along the aisle, under everyone's feet.
The Secret Service agents assume they're still down on the floor, presumably making love.
The Secret Service agents completely content to just leave Dotus on the floor of a cinema. This is extremely weird.
Mm-hmm.
But it works because we cut to the car, which you'll remember is Dad's company BMW.
His red BMW.
They're listening to some cool music. I tried for ages to Shazam it, but I couldn't. I don't know. It's like Slater Kinney, or it might be Tsunami Bomb. I don't know. It sounds like I'm making these up. I've made up one band name.
No, you have to find out which one.
It's not Sprung Monkey. So we cut to the agents outside of the theatre. They're on the phone. They're talking to Thornhill. They're trying to explain how they lost Dotus already.
Yeah. They thought that they were just engaging in some adolescent passion. Should we notify the DC police? They say, and the head of the Secret Service says, no, I don't want the media getting wind of this. In the car, Hallie says they can go to the dance just as soon as she stops to buy some new clothes. I think you look nice, says Duncan. And she says, I don't want to look nice. I want to look hot.
So the president and the first lady are informed that their daughter is missing. But Mlemson is like, hey, I know your daughter's missing, but should we go to the fundraiser that you were about to head out to?
Yeah.
Because, you know...
We might as well.
We might as well.
Your daughter's probably being dismembered right now.
You're going to need all those funds to buy a new daughter.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, she's not going to be any less dismembered if you go to the fundraiser.
Yeah, exactly. But you will have some funds. So, yeah, you'll be up. So the president's like, well, I suppose you're right, Mlemson. You're always right. So they decide to head on to the fundraiser. But they tell Thornhill to bring Duncan's parents to the fundraiser. So fine. Cut to the mall. Hallie is taking forever trying on dresses for the dance. A bored Duncan, who's waiting outside, uses one of those capsule toy...
Yeah, there's like a Gashapon machine in this clothes shop for some reason.
Yeah. He gets a cheap little ring out of one with a lenticular eye on it. So do you remember lenticulars from the 90s?
Yeah.
You would tilt the thing around and the picture on it would change.
Would change.
So it's a little cartoon eye that opens and closes. He looks at it and says...
A little winking lenticular eye.
He says, this is cool, correctly, because it is cool. Lenticulars are cool.
Yeah. And then he hears Hallie go, oh, Duncan. And she reveals that she is now wearing a tight pink dress.
Yes.
The note I have is that half the IMDb trivia for this movie is about this dress for some reason.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It appears to be quite iconic.
Right. Okay. Yeah, maybe this is one of those things where if you watched it when you were young, it was like, you know, a sort of iconic piece of fashion. It appears to be velour, is the note I have on the dress.
Yes, it's odd. Yeah. It looks like material from a couch.
Yes, it does.
Or some curtains, maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, so the music goes all like bow chicka wow.
Wow, wacka wacka.
Duncan's face turns into that of a wolf's. Hallie lets down her hair in slow motion.
Yeah.
Then she says, okay, now Duncan, let's deal with your fashion situation. And we smash cut to Duncan dressed horribly in a gigantic brown leather jacket.
Brown leather jacket, an orange satin shirt, and he's
with a huge collar. Like a huge...
Yeah, he's put the collar on the outside of the leather jacket collar, so he looks like a 1970s detective in a cop show. It's not a good look.
Yeah, but that cop show is about to reveal itself to actually be an adult movie. He's like, the private detective has come to the door with, oh, I got some intel on that person you were asking about.
Is this some kind of bust? Yes, it's very impressive. This is so you, says Hallie. Yeah, if I was dating someone named Yoko, says Duncan, which is, not sure what that means.
I suppose it means he thinks he's dressed like John Lennon. This isn't how I think.
He's not.
No, he isn't. I don't think. Anyway.
So
he is...
Oh, and it's expensive too, this jacket.
Yeah.
It costs $730. But Hallie says that it's a fashion emergency so that he can use his emergency credit card.
Yeah, so Duncan wincingly puts it on his dad's card because, again, he is being swept away by a situation completely out of his control. After Hallie sort of flounces off, he says to the store clerk, what's your returns policy? And she says, there's no returns on sales items. And he's like, Also in this scene, Hallie spots a flyer for Club Alien, which is the club that Reed mentioned earlier, and is like, oh, let's go to this. And Duncan says, sure, we'll go to Club Alien after the dance. And
for the first time in this movie, someone notices the president's daughter. It's the clothes shop cashier. She says, wow, you look like the president's daughter. And Hallie is like, no, I don't.
How about this? No, I don't.
So, yeah, problem solved.
Outside the mall, Steve Ellinger, hated Steve Ellinger, 37-year-old Steve, drives past on a sports bike.
Apparently he just, spends his evenings wheeling around Washington, D.C. on his sports bike.
This movie shrinks Washington, D.C. down to around 9 location. It's like...
Yeah.
It's like f***ing Cluedo, this film. There's Yeah, there's 9 or 10 locations, and all of the cast just move from one thing to the other.
Yeah.
Like, the number of coincidental meetings, it gets...
Yeah, it's like Washington, D.C. is about 3 blocks. There's, like, the block with the White House on it, the block with Club Alien on it.
The block with the mall on it, the block with Duncan's parents' house on it.
Yeah, so it's a 4-block
radius. Can't think of any others. Anyway, so in any case, Steve Ellinger, drives past on his bike and he makes a sort of slow motion winky face at Hallie, who is sort of impressed, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, she asks if she can drive and grabs Duncan's keys. She clearly cannot drive, however, and she kind of screeches away in the Beamer. She's driving chaotically. Duncan is afraid for his life.
Yeah, so Duncan's having a terrible time. At his house, his parents' business friends are all standing around telling stories. His sister is in a dressing gown serving canapes for some reason.
Yeah.
Dad goes to the garage to get ice and he notices that the BMW is gone.
Dun, dun, dun. I love the boss coming round for dinner trope.
Yes,
I wish it was still a going concern.
Yeah, it's not really, is it?
Not really. No, I think it's too played, a bit cliche.
That's how promotions used to be decided, by who gave the best dinner at their house.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what an amazing era to be the boss, where you would just be hosted night after night by all your underlings, and then at the end of the month, you might be like, I really like the salmon that Higson put on. What a spread.
Yeah, what a great spread. But then, there was that wonderful Côte de Boeuf that we had over at Mark's house.
Yeah, and also, but
maybe he should be the vice president in charge of shipping.
It would actually be awful, because every single time you went to one of these evenings, something would go hilariously, calamitously wrong with the dinner.
Of course.
And you would be in a sort of steamed hams situation, wouldn't you?
You would have to get outraged and say the person's name really loudly.
Yeah.
Higson!
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be this guy.
No.
I'm nice. I'm a fun-loving guy.
Also, Higson, if we could wrap this up, I have another dinner that will go calamitously wrong in 20 minutes.
Just calamities.
Yeah.
It's just cascading calamities, my life. So the mum and dad are discussing Duncan's crimes. What if my boss finds out he took the company car, says dad. Your boss will never find out, says mum. And then the sister walks in and says, Mum, Dad, the feds are here to arrest Duncan. The party stops with a record scratch.
Yeah.
The parents are getting arrested. The Secret Service agent loudly describes the car that Duncan has stolen and then reads the license plate out loud.
No.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but the president wants to see you now.
Are you sure we're talking about our Duncan?
They were last seen driving a red BMW licensed T8D1016.
Charles, you let your son drive the company car?
He was getting it washed?
So yeah, the boss is like, Duncan's dad!
The family has all been arrested by the Secret Service.
Yeah.
So we cut back to the date. The car pulls up to some lights, and then a pickup truck full of Washington, D.C. hillbillies pulls up alongside.
This is really weird.
The
sort of chief one of them is doing, I mean, I'm no expert, but what feels like to me an extremely unconvincing sort of southern drawl.
You're like, hey, honey, why don't you give me a big old smooch of case?
Yeah, they are credited. IMDb has them listed as redneck, like 1, 2, and 3.
Washington, D.C. rednecks.
Yeah, so like that is what the movie is trying to present you with here. So yeah, they're kind of bothering Hallie. She winds down the window.
Hallie decides to provoke them. Yeah, because she is a chaotic. Force of nature.
Of chaos. She winds down the window and asks if they're late for a meeting at the Inbred Club. Pretty good.
Yeah.
She insults them more, and then she threatens them with Duncan, who she remembers is a black belt in karate. She says
she threatens them with Duncan's karate.
Yeah, he'll kick your big ugly butt. The scariest, biggest one of them leaps out of the truck to fight Duncan.
Yeah.
Everyone is screaming all of a sudden.
Yeah, but they're at a red light, so Hallie can't drive away, so they have to just sort of sit there waiting for the light to change.
Yeah, while he kind of tries to get in. Eventually they panic and they run a red light. They weave through traffic to escape the aggressive man, the thug, and they run over his foot in the process. Hallie screams with hysterical laughter. She's like,
ha 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 ha, did you see them?
Do you know when, like, it's like she laughs like the Joker, like as she sort of screeches away from this.
That scene where the Joker's like hanging his head out the car door like a dog. That's basically what Hallie's doing here. Like, you see her face?
Hallie's just a dog chasing cars at this point.
Yeah.
So, so Duncan, increasingly terrified, shrinking into the passenger seat, says that they're going to come looking for us. We need to get off the roads. Hallie says, okay, fine, we'll hide out here. And she sort of Tokyo drifts the car into a parking spot. Coincidentally...
It's Club Alien that they've pulled up into the parking lot of.
Because, there are only 5 buildings in DC.
Yeah.
Club Alien looks like the shittiest club conceivable.
Yes. It looks a bit like the sort of Star Wars theme bar at Disneyland.
A bit.
But much bigger and more empty.
It looks like if you gave me $50 and 50 minutes and said you need to recreate the nightclub in Hackers where everyone is like rollerblading and playing Wipeout. But again...
Looks a bit like Cyberdog, that shop in Camden Market.
Yes.
But not as good.
Yeah. That feels like narrowcasting. But listener, if you don't know what Cyberdog is... just trust me that if you did know what Cyberdog was, you'd be like, oh man, I get it.
Oh yeah.
You'd be like, I get it. So, yeah.
So we cut to the fundraiser that the president's going to. It's being picketed by protesters with signs that read, dollars don't equal votes, president trades family for cash, and president for sale.
Some of those are better placards than others, aren't they?
Yeah.
President trades family for cash. Quite an accusation.
We're told that $10 million is expected to be raised, and people are paying $100,000 to sit at the president's table for dinner. Protesters are saying that this is tantamount to buying the presidency.
So what the protesters are upset about is the fundraiser dinner. The idea that you can
pay $100,000 to have dinner with the president.
I mean, yes.
I feel like...
But also, I don't know.
Isn't this what like Trump was doing with Mar-a-Lago though?
Yeah. It's like,
and that wasn't popular.
It's like it's like they need for narrative purposes they need there to be a protest. But it can't be.
Yeah, but it can't be like the president gassed a bunch of people or something.
Exactly.
Or like drone strikes.
They can't be protesting actual policy or like he poisoned a river or anything like that. So
or he banned same-sex marriage.
Yeah, so it has to just be like, oh, we don't
something unbelievably
an unbelievably tame political issue. Like, maybe it's wrong that you raise
he's raising funds.
He's raising political funds by hosting a dinner.
Well, I don't know if it was different in 1998 or 1997, but I mean, raising funds is pretty much the whole thing now, right?
Yeah, my
super PACs and stuff.
Yeah, my narrow understanding of it is that raising funds is essentially. Well, I mean, I've watched Succession, so actually I get it completely. Raising funds is literally the whole thing. It's like how all I'm doing is raising. I travel around raising funds.
But the people in this movie seem outraged at the idea that the president would raise funds for their re-election campaign.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, whatever. So we see in the back of the building, Duncan's family are being hurried into the service entrance by Secret Service, and the president is taken from his fancy pants dinner to meet them. Duncan's dad is livid. He's saying to the president, he's not impressed to meet the president. None of them are.
Well, Tracy is. She walks up to the president in her dressing gown and says, "Hello, I'm Tracy. I'm a big fan of yours, even though my dad thinks you're a loser." Thanks, Tracy.
Thanks, Tracy. That's cool.
Tracy just going into business for a selfie.
Yeah, right. Tracy's like, I'm trying to cut ties with my dad.
Yeah.
Mr. President.
Do you need a new Secretary of Agriculture?
Well, you know what he does need? A new daughter. Take his total up to 2.
That's true.
Getting closer to the VP's 3.
I have 2. The vice president has 3. Closing in on him every day. So the president lays out the details of what's been happening to the family. Whoa, talk about a miracle. I thought a girl would have to be brain dead to go out with Duncan, says Tracy, this film's worst character.
So Duncan's dad is livid that this is happening. Not that his son is missing and probably about to be murdered by Secret Service, but that he's been taken away from his dinner. He explains to the president that this is a very important night for us. My boss is round for dinner, and so they want to get back. I think it's weird that the dinner is still happening.
At his house without him there.
Yeah, if you went around to a dinner party and the host of that dinner party were taken by the Secret Service, I think everyone at that point would head to their cars. Probably. Yeah. You wouldn't be like, well, let's ransack
the night's
home.
Just getting started.
Yeah. Let's
start trashing
break
the place.
into the liquor cabinet.
Yeah.
My boss is trashing my house. I need to get back.
I need to get back. Who knows what damage he's done? It's Animal House back there right now. The dad says that he thought they were going to the spring dance at Franklin High, so Secret Service agents are dispatched to that.
Yeah, the two families bicker. Hallie would never do anything to disobey me, says the president. Well, says the First Lady, except today, dear, when she snuck out to the mall, and then the opposite dialogue happens with the other family. Duncan is a good boy. He'd never disobey me. Well, dear, except tonight when he took the car. So, yeah.
So both these fathers are bad, it seems.
Yeah.
The president is called back to his fundraiser. But make yourself comfortable, say the Secret Service agents. It's going to be a while, and the family is imprisoned in this room.
Yes. Mlemson comes back in and is like, excuse me, Mr. President, there are a lot of donors outside waiting for you, so if you could please bring your attention away from your missing daughter. And he's like, oh,
if you could come back and talk to people at this 100,000 a plate.
Yeah, if you could just ignore the fact that your daughter is missing. Mm-hmm. Yes, can do. And he leaves.
Not a problem.
Cut to Club Alien. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I was worried we wouldn't see the interior of Club Alien.
It's all dry ice and glow sticks.
Yeah. We see ravers of varying levels of attention to detail stroll past. Pounding techno is playing, although it's not really pounding, because like all movie clubs, you can still talk at normal volume. This event looks like a scam. Like if there was a Facebook event advertising a rave and it was like $40 a ticket. You know?
It's like the Glasgow Willy Wonka experience of raves.
Yes, this is an AI-generated rave.
AI-generated Club Alien.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Hallie says, hey, Duncan, want to dance? But Duncan, he says he does, but first he needs to use the restroom, and he excuses himself, probably to himself inside out, because he's having the most frightening night of his life. 1 second after he leaves, evil Steve Ellinger waltzes up to Hallie. Yes, he's at Club Alien. I guess he rode his bike here. And says, hey, want to dance? And Hallie is like, absolutely.
Yes, Steve Ellinger. I can't imagine anything I'd like more.
Yeah.
So we cut to the Franklin High School dance. Everyone's slow dancing. Duncan calls
Arthur and Curtis. Yeah.
He tells them he's on his way and he's got a date.
Arthur is wearing a different Kangol hat.
He's wearing his formal Kangol hat, yes. Duncan goes on to say that his date is the president's daughter. Yeah, right, say the friends. Well, I suppose you won't mind doubling our little wager then, says Duncan. Curtis says, let me get this straight. If you show up at the dance with anyone other than the president's daughter, you pay me $100. Duncan replies in the affirmative. You got a deal, says Curtis. I feel like no one would make that specific of a bet if it weren't a sure thing, but
I don't
fine.
know. But also, I mean, I know they're just kids, but it's $100. It's like, this is going to be a problem because obviously $100 for these kids is a lot of money, but $100 in terms of what you're willing to do to risk your own life, having kidnapped the president's daughter,
being shot to death by the Secret Service agents on the steps of the dance.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's probably not worth it, right?
No, probably not.
So anyway, we also see the Secret Service sort of comically slow dancing.
They're slow dancing with each other at the dance in their trench coats. They can't see Hallie and Duncan because they're not there.
So Duncan said that he went to use the restroom, but in fact, he had obviously gone to make this call. This is the kind of nightclub that has payphones. That you can use because and
that you can comfortably hear.
So Duncan heads back onto the dance floor and he spots Hallie tearing it up with horrible Steve.
Yeah, she's just grinding on Steve the bully.
Yeah.
Duncan is collided with heavily and he drops his keys, which are kicked. He sort of crawls after them, becomes face to shoe with DC hillbillies from earlier.
Yeah. They are looking for Hallie and Duncan. They don't see Duncan on the floor. He just looks up and they're sort of, cracking their knuckles and saying, come on, spread out. He must be around here somewhere. That kind of thing. So Duncan crawls his way over.
He grabs his keys. He crawls away. He pops up next to Hallie. Steve is angry that he's interrupting, but Duncan explains they've got to go because violent hillbillies are in the club.
Hallie says to her date, let me just finish dancing with Steve, then I'll dance with you. Duncan is like, no, men are here to kill me.
Yeah, hillbillies. You don't understand.
The DC hillbillies are here to murder me. So they flee, but they only get 5 feet because then they bump into Reed, the VP's son, who is...
Yeah. He has also ditched his Secret Service detail to come to Club Alien.
So Reed says, hey, Reed is kind of like twitching around doing a sort of jerky dance.
Yeah.
Reed says, you got to dance with me, Hallie. What's the deal? You'll go out with this guy, but not with me? Am I missing something? And Hallie says, yeah, human DNA, which is a pretty good comeback.
Pretty good. But then up walk the hillbillies, and it's quite hard to spot because it happens so quickly. But Duncan just runs.
Yeah.
He just exits the frame in about a quarter of a second.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
He just ditches Hallie, ditches Reed.
A Duncan-shaped dust cloud is where he used to stand. So he cheeses it away. But that's useful narratively because Hallie then, turning to the DC Hillbillies, grabs hold of Reed and says, hey, DC Hillbillies, this is my boyfriend, the karate expert from earlier. He
wants to kick
your butt. Remember, they didn't get a very clear look at Duncan earlier because he was in the car.
But he is also the nationally famous vice president's son. But anyway, the hillbillies don't recognise him, so they punch and kidnap him.
This really surprised me. They hit him so hard. The main thug hits him with a devastating uppercut to the stomach. It looks like it shatters ribs.
And then they throw him over his shoulder and are kidnapping him. They kidnap the vice president's son.
So now 2 presidential children are kidnapped.
Real banner night for the Secret Service.
Obviously, Hallie isn't really kidnapped because she's, going on a wild night with Duncan. But Reed is for real kidnapped.
I would say if you're the Secret Service detail protecting the vice president's children, the number of punches they should receive is 0.
Under 1. Yeah.
So the fact that he has now been punched.
The number of shoulders they should be slung over and taken away, surely to be dismembered.
But it's good for Duncan and Hallie because the hillbillies are working their violence out on Reed, the son of the vice president.
Yeah.
So they're able to escape.
Horrible Reed, yeah.
In the car, Duncan is lecturing Hallie on what a sexual bad boy Steve Ellinger is.
Yeah.
And how that's bad news for her.
Yeah, but Hallie's like, you're jealous because I was dancing with Steve. You're in the real world now, Hallie, says Duncan. There's no Secret Service, there's no limousines. And they decide, look, they're not really getting on at this point, understandably. Yeah. They say, look, let's just go to the dance. But all of a sudden, they get a puncture. Oh, no.
The tyre goes. We cut to the fundraiser. Reed, the vice president's son, is there. He's been brutally beaten.
Yeah, I don't really know how, what happened in the it can only have been at most half an hour between him being beaten at Club Alien and him being at the White House. What happened?
I assume they slung him over their shoulder, took him into an alley next to Club Alien, beat him to what they thought was to death.
Yeah.
Left him there.
And then said, hey, is there anywhere we can drop you off? And he said the White House, and they said fine.
Well, they're at the fundraiser, which isn't where the White House.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah, so he's probably kind of limped to the...
Well, I thought they probably
go
just
next door.
Yeah, they probably just beat him, and then because there's only 4 blocks, he was able to crawl the 100 yards or so to the fundraiser.
So anyway, he's in here already. Smashed up Reed tells the assembled parents, which includes both sets of families. He tells the assembled parents that he saw Hallie and Duncan at Club Alien, but when he tried to get Hallie out of there, Duncan had his gang beat him up. Duncan's not in a gang, yells Duncan's dad angrily. But they do crucially find out that Hallie is alive, so...
Yes,
they are
that's
pleased about
That's
that.
good news. Yeah. By the time these clowns find Duncan, he'll be a grandfather, says Dad. I'm going to find him. The president follows along behind. He says that he's going with the dad. No chance. You're just going to get in my way. Says Dad.
Yeah. Besides, how are you going to get away from the Secret Service? Says Duncan's dad. I wouldn't worry. I really, really wouldn't worry about that, Duncan's dad.
I'll say, look over there.
Yeah.
And then I'll walk in the other direction.
So we cut to the president and Duncan's dad disguised as waitstaff at this sort of venue. They've got red blazers on. They are carrying stacks of cake boxes past the waiting Secret Service men outside. Needless to say, the president's reaction to this crisis is to go missing himself.
To kidnap himself.
Yeah, if your daughter's gone missing, the first thing you would do is go missing yourself.
Why can't he take the Secret Service with him?
I don't know. Why
does he have to ditch the Secret Service?
I mean, let's just try and list some of the things that could be happening here that aren't. Number one, helicopters. Number two, they know what car they're in, and it's a very distinctive red BMW. They know everything.
Yeah, they could put out a bolo on this car.
Roadblocks at the least. As we've established, DC is not big. Police roadblocks would be the first thing. Establish a perimeter.
As the seat of government, it is presumably set up for precisely this sort of thing. You can shut down roads, close things off, have people. There's probably all kinds of number plate scanners and things.
I would imagine that if the president's daughter goes missing, someone reaches into a safe and pulls out a very specific sheaf of papers.
A binder.
A binder that is in exactly this situation, this is the playbook. This happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. And these things are all smoothly set into motion because they've been rehearsed 1,000 times.
Well, probably not in that is that the president dresses up as a waiter and ditches his Secret Service detail.
It's probably in the binder. By the way, the president may not be thinking clearly. He may try to disguise himself as waitstaff and sneak out of the building under a pile of
According to our
boxes.
Psychological profiling of the president, he will almost certainly dress up as a waiter and try and leave whatever event he's at.
So maybe
don't let him do that.
Yeah, maybe keep an eye on him. I mean, I don't know if the Secret Service's brief includes keeping an eye on the people they're supposed to protect, but seemingly not. No one's keeping an eye on anyone. There should be eyes on the president at all times, surely. When the president leaves the room to follow Duncan's dad, someone should be discreetly following him. Because he's
at
the
least
president.
There's some sort of tracker on him because he's the president.
He's the president, and at this point, the president is talking to Duncan's dad, and the only thing they know for sure about Duncan's dad is that Duncan's dad voted opposite the president, and his son has kidnapped the president's daughter. So
Duncan's dad is an opponent of the president.
Duncan's dad is one of America's enemies at this point. You have to assume. So
they go off together in a car. He sees the Olsen bumper sticker on the station wagon, and he's like, "Nice bumper sticker." And Duncan's dad is like, "Nice Secret Service."
Zing. Yeah, correct.
And then they drive off together, the president and his enemy.
Yeah.
Luke, you're not going on your date with the president's daughter dressed like that, are you?
What? This John Lennon outfit?
Well, I mean...
I thought I might.
I guess you could call it that. It's not really the sort of stuff that John Lennon used to wear, but okay.
Yeah, but, that's what it is. Yeah, I've got a large, very thick, heavy brown leather jacket. Yeah. And I thought this satin shirt with the enormous collar was quite sharp. What do you think?
Well, no, the girls are going to laugh in your face, Luke. As you know, girls are only interested in licensed video game apparel.
Yeah, that has been my experience.
Yeah. So if you want to impress your date, then you are going to want to head to insertcoinclothing.com and check out some of the great stuff that they've got there.
Okay, I'm tearing this jacket off right now. I'm tearing the satin shirt off right now.
Girls like aggressive Steve Ellingers and licensed video game apparel. You should know this.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, what can I browse here? I'm sat here torso-less now.
Yeah.
Not torso-less.
You really did rip everything off.
I enthusiastically tore off my torso.
I tore my own torso off like a Johnny Cage.
Insert coin do torsos.
Yeah, like a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Yeah. Tore my torso clean away.
Well, what you can get, Luke,
what can I get?
You can get licensed apparel based on all your favourite games, like Diablo 4, Doki Doki Literature Club, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Persona series, the Yakuza series, The Witcher, Super Monkey Ball. It goes on.
Super
Streets
Monkey
of Rage.
Ball, amazing.
I love Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
Oh man, I could get a Streets of Rage cushion cover. It's not even just clothes. I can get a floor chicken enamel pin. This is amazing.
Oh, that's amazing.
I want all of these things.
So you can impress your date with your Super Monkey Ball apparel, and then when it goes so well that you move in together, you're like, hey, check out my Streets of Rage cushion,
and they're like, I will check it out and marry you.
Yeah, exactly.
So visit insertcoinclothing.com and use the special code that they've given us, Hocus Potus, that's HOCUSPOTUS, for 10% off online orders. Codes are not applicable on charity items, bundles, gift cards, postage, and some products at launch. Codes cannot be combined with other deals or promotions and are valid until the end of 2024. So, Luke, now I can see that you're wearing a Doki Doki Literature Club, a Yakuza satin jacket.
Yep.
You're wearing some pyjama pants.
Yes. And a Streets of Rage cushion cover on my face.
Yep. You've got some Sackboy pattern PJs on down there, I see. And the cushion cover just obscuring your face. I think now you're finally ready.
I'm date ready.
To head out on your big date.
Let's do it.
So, good luck.
Okay, so
Yes.
So Duncan has finally fixed this flat tyre, and he stands up from underneath the car to find Hallie is missing.
Hallie has gone missing.
Hallie has simply disappeared.
He asks a nearby unhoused man if he saw where she went. The man holds his hand out for a bribe, and then he points down an alleyway to a seedy-looking pool hall.
Yeah, there's a neon sign that says pool hall. There's a row of Harleys outside. It's a biker bar. Inside this skeezy joint, Duncan finds Hallie playing pool for a crowd of bikers. And Hallie does not want to leave. Duncan, at this point, loses his temper. His frayed nerves give in, and he shouts, "I demand you come with me," which causes a huge biker dude to square up to him. Get out of here, the biker dude says.
Yeah, over my dead body, says Duncan, and then a knife flings past his ear into a dartboard.
Yeah.
Bikers advance on him. "My pleasure," says a large one, and he is lifted up into the air.
Maybe we'd better go now after all.
What about his dead body?
Just a figure of speech. Here, pick a card. Any card. Call it a last request. Okay, I'll show it to everybody. Show it to everybody. Show it to your friends. Make sure everybody sees it. You got it memorized? You know what it is?
I know what it is.
Okay, you do that. Just put it anywhere in the deck, anywhere you want. All right, you ready? Was your card the three of clubs by any chance, was it?
Way to go, Duncan!
So magic not so uncool now, is it, Luke? Not so uncool now that it can be used to impress bikers, is it?
Okay.
Oh, you were also in the Now You See It episode. You were like, oh, close-up magic is so stupid. Well, you're laughing on the other side of your face now, aren't you? Eating those words.
On the one hand...
How do they taste, Luke? How do the words taste?
I am more convinced than ever of the inherent uncoolness of close-up magic. And, again, we kind of covered this, and I certainly received many messages on the subject. Close-up magic, I don't think it's cool, but I like a lot of things that I think are objectively not cool. Like Lord of the Rings, you know? You'll never hear me argue that Lord of the Rings is cool, but I sure like it. I don't like close-up magic, and I think it's uncool. Those two things are sort of separate.
Okay.
But what I will say is, well done, this movie, for the narrative payoff of this thing that they seed in the first few scenes. Duncan can do close-up magic. Well done, that... You know, that having some actual payoff. Because in most of these movies, he just wouldn't do any more close-up magic and it wouldn't be a thing again. But here...
Yeah, it's Chekhov's close-up magic. It helps him out of a problem
here,
later.
It helps him overcome an obstacle. So, good. I didn't enjoy the magic, but I did enjoy the narrative.
So while he's doing this magic to get out of being violently killed, we have a sort of montage of the Secret Service looking for the president, the dad and the president. They go to the mall. They stumble across a photo booth where you can take insulting photos with a cardboard cutout of the president.
Yeah.
They see two teens wearing the same clothes as Duncan and Hallie, despite those not being the outfits that they last saw them in.
Yeah.
They're wearing like facsimiles of the outfits they bought at the mall after they'd left the president and dad's site.
No one's seen them in that.
Yeah, but it's two other teens, and the boy is shocked and scared, and he says, "I'm sorry, Mr. President, I was just kissing her. I won't do it again, I promise."
At this point, it becomes clear that the film is struggling to juggle its premise and its resources. Because I can sort of get on board with a low-budget president's daughter goes missing situation, but at this point, the Secret Service have also realised that POTUS has gone AWOL. This is a national emergency.
National security
this
crisis.
Like everyone in the country would get a text on their phone. But this movie doesn't have the budget.
Reed's dad should be being sworn in right now.
Yeah, exactly. But taken to a bunker and sworn in. But there's a designated survivor somewhere being informed of what
being briefed.
But none of that is happening because this movie obviously doesn't have any of the budget to show these scenes. It only has the budget for 3 Secret Service to sort of bumble around in a room and talk on telephones.
Yeah.
So back at the biker club, everyone is enjoying Duncan's incredible magic act.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah, it's still going. He escapes some handcuffs. Skull and Hog, who are 2 of the bikers, wants to see more But instead, Duncan says, I'm really sorry, I got to go. And he takes Hallie, he leaves to go to the dance. But before he goes, a final flourish. He says, "Good night, Washington," and throws a smoke bomb on the floor that explodes spectacularly. And my note here is, you'd think the Secret Service would have discovered he had a smoke bomb on him when they scanned
when they wanded and patted him down.
Yeah, when they searched him. Imagine if you searched someone coming into the White House and discovered a smoke bomb in his pocket. Like,
were those his handcuffs he used for the handcuff escape?
No, I don't think so. It was
okay, because that would have been suspicious as well.
Here I am coming into the White House to date the president's daughter.
I've got handcuffs and a smoke bomb. Yeah.
Well, in any case, the Secret Service didn't find it, and if they had, they probably wouldn't have cared. They'd been like, "Is this for kidnap?" And he said, "No, it's for magic." And they'd been like, "Okay, then."
Very cool.
Very good. Very cool.
Very
nice.
cool indeed. As they leave, Hallie says, "I didn't know you could do magic. That's so cool." "You really think so?" says Duncan. "Yeah, I don't know anyone our age who can do that." Which is like such a subtle diss. I love it.
Yeah, what she means is mostly it's like 8-year-old children who do this kind of thing.
I don't know anyone grown up who can do close-up magic. I only know America's greatest kid magician.
So outside, they see the red BMW speed past. Oh no, it's been stolen. At this point, the film loses me. So the car has been stolen by just some weird randos who start making. I think this is parody.
They're like the Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, I think this is like a sort of Natural Born Killers or True Romance like parody that's going on here.
It's a young man and woman, and they're sort of like laughing and making out with each other as they wheel around on this cross Washington crime spree that they're on.
They're on a Tarantino-esque crime spree. It's parody, but it's not close enough parody to sort of work, and it's certainly not parody that would work for young children. And also, it's quite late in the movie to be introducing another subplot about some randos.
They feel like they're from a different movie, these characters.
Definitely.
They're just sort of like just introduced, and then they just sort of like fuck shit up for like the next 20 minutes and then leave the movie. It's so bizarre.
The reason they're here is so that the Secret Service can keep chasing this car, thinking that Duncan and Hallie are on a crime spree, but it never feels plausible that would be the case, because all you would need to do is see inside the car, which they do at many points.
And also they would be able to stop them quite easily, I expect.
This isn't a couple who look eerily similar to Duncan and Hallie.
No.
The woman has black hair.
Short black hair. The guy is blonde.
Yeah, they are...
with short hair.
Yeah, they are... Yeah, exactly. You know, they are sort of cartoonish opposites, almost, of Duncan and Hallie. So, I don't know.
But so Duncan is absolutely frantic about his dad's company car being stolen.
There are so many scenes. This film is so
He's like, we've got to report this to the police. And Hallie says, no, they'll call the Secret Service. And they both realise that they're in such enormous amounts of trouble that they may as well at least go to the dance, because when they finally come home, they're both going to be bollocked to oblivion.
This is our last night of freedom, Hallie tells Duncan. It's certainly his last night of freedom. He's going to jail.
He's going to Guantanamo Bay. Yeah.
To join his parents, who are probably already there. Anyway, Duncan is convinced by Hallie's appeal, and to keep track of their relationship, they're sort of starting to grow a little bit closer, having bonded over like escaping the biker bar by doing magic.
Yeah.
Back at the fundraiser, the moms, which Duncan's mom and the First Lady, are in the back room. They're concerned. I'm sure the Secret Service will find them, says Duncan's mum, who clearly hasn't been following the events of the film. And we cut to the maniacs from Natural Born Killers. They've robbed a convenience store, but because it's Disney, they've stolen all the candy corn.
All the candy. They're wearing masks made out of paper bags, and they're sort of making out and stealing the car at the same time.
Yeah, we never see a gun or anything, but like it's implied that they've killed everyone in this convenience store.
Yeah. So the president and dad are just driving around. They're out of ideas. But then they see the car speed past. Dad's like, that's my car. That's them. Let's chase them. So they start chasing. They're sort of up behind the Natural Born Killers, honking and flashing at them.
Yeah.
I'll lose them, says the man criminal. I don't think they're ever named, these two.
No.
So the car chase sort of carries on. In the background, we see Duncan and Hallie get on a bus. Dad runs a red light chasing the Natural Born Killers. The cops see and they start chasing them.
Yeah. So Okay, so the red BMW with the crime randos in it has got away, and the president and Duncan's dad, still dressed in their red blazers, are now being pulled over by the cops. I'll handle this, says the president, remembering that he's the president. Sometimes being a president has its advantages, he says, and we smash cut to the president is jailed. The door swings shut in his prison cell.
Yeah, and he is imprisoned. You're making a mistake, says the president of the United States to the policeman. Yeah, well, we called the White House and they said the president's at a fundraiser and has been all night.
Yeah, ignore the fact that you have the exact face and voice of the president.
Yes. Duncan's dad
I reckon
goes
if
on
I
to...
came across Joe Biden and he was dressed in a red jacket, I would
and
recognize...
He said, I'm Joe Biden.
He said, I'm Joe Biden.
I'm like,
I would...
The president's in America, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't be him.
If my doorbell went off and when I opened the door, Joe Biden was there and he said, hello, I'm Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And I checked online and I said, it says here that the president lives in America.
So what are you doing
you're going to jail.
I would violently wrestle him to the ground and handcuff him.
You're making a mistake. I'm the real Joe Biden. Yeah.
Sure. Tell
Joe.
it to the cops.
You're going
sure
away
thing,
for a
Rummy.
long time, Joe.
Yeah. So yeah, Duncan's dad reveals that the president angrily tore up the ticket.
Yeah.
And also doesn't carry ID. News is, for some reason,
Why
a TV
would you
with
carry
news.
ID if you're the president, though? Your face is the ID, your voice is the ID.
Yeah, you don't need it.
You're the actual president.
For some reason, in this prison, there's a TV showing the news. Facing the cells.
It's just nice, isn't it?
So, yeah, the news is showing the protests outside the fundraiser. The dad is loving it.
Yeah.
And then the president complains about these protesters and how hard it is to be president. He says that they get riled up if you raise money, but if you don't, you lose. So think about that.
There we go.
Oh, hey, look, there's your fundraiser.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, they get riled up when you raise money, but if you don't, you lose. Sometimes I think the best thing that could happen to me is I lose this election. Can't even remember the last time I did something with Hallie just for the fun of it. It's not easy being president and a parent, believe me.
Hey, it's not easy being a parent even when you're not president. Duncan and I are practically strangers. I work 6 days a week. I don't even get a chance to play golf anymore.
You play golf?
Yes, I do. In fact, I was captain of my college team. You play?
Not lately. Too busy with the campaign. I don't have time for anything.
So it seems like these two dads have more in common than they thought. Because at the end of the day, like all dads, they both play golf.
At the end of the day, like all dads, they're too busy to playing golf and working to do anything with their children.
At the end of the day, they're too busy to play as much golf as they'd like.
So Disney Channel screenwriter steps away from the keyboard like, damn, that's relatable.
Damn, that's relatable. The golf links stretch
Anyway,
away, but he still has more decom to write.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's such a hard life.
Yeah. Honey, I won't be home. Yes, I'm going golfing.
The president gets his one phone call, so he's going to call the Secret Service. On the bus, the kids are talking
if
about...
they pick up.
They're like, incoming call from the president. I don't believe it.
It says here he's at a fundraiser.
Says, yeah, I won't answer. The kids are on the bus talking about anything else they could do before they turn themselves in. Hallie asks what Duncan likes to do in his normal life, and he says nothing. You seem to think having a normal life is glamorous, but it's not. I just live life as a regular kid magician.
Yeah, he says, you wake up, you go to school, teachers hassle you, parents hassle you, you go to bed, wake up, repeat. Hallie complains that every moment of her day is planned out. She says she doesn't have any time to have a boring moment.
Yeah, Duncan's just a regular kid magician who happens to be a truly impressive trickster. That's it. So the bus goes past the bus goes past the protest.
I'm not ready. Just a regular kid magician who has to be I'd forgotten. Oh my God.
Oh,
if you're a new listener to the podcast, listen to the Now You See It episode.
For more magic content.
For more regular kid magicians. Oh my God. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, the bus goes past the protest. Hallie wants to check it out.
This is
for fun.
This is nuts. They're like, hey, what else can we do before we hand ourselves in on our crazy night? We've done biker bar. We've done alien dance. What else can we do to escape our lives? And then they drive past the presidential fundraiser, and Hallie says, wait, stop the bus. I want to go there.
I want to check out the president fundraiser where my dad will be.
That's where you were supposed to go anyway, isn't it? It'd be like
that was the thing that you were desperate not to go to.
Yeah, it'd be like if they drove past a sort of photo op at the opening of a library, and Hallie was like, I got to check. I want to check this out. So it doesn't make. Also, you're the president's daughter, and you're trying to evade capture. If you go to the fundraiser, you will be seen by the Secret Service.
It's a baffling decision. I have no idea why she does this.
So anyway, so she does, and she wades into the protest with Duncan. Hallie moves amid this throng of people who all hate her and her dad.
A news reporter is interviewing the crowd. One woman says that Richmond and his administration has destroyed everything this country once stood for, and this fundraiser proves they're all crooks.
Yeah, it's not true, interrupts Hallie, and proceeds to give an interview to the news.
You look a little bit like the president's daughter, says the news reporter, who presumably sees her almost daily in her job.
Yeah.
No, I don't, says Hallie.
Don't you remember I interviewed you? You are the president's daughter.
You are the president. We know who you are.
No, I don't, she says.
No, I'm not. So, problem solved.
We see Agent Thornhill, head of the Secret Service, on the phone, failing to see in his peripheral vision that this is occurring on a television that he's pacing past. He gets a call from the president, who's in jail, and he says, "You'll never guess where the president is." "No," says Duncan's little sister, "you'll never guess where Duncan is." And she points at the TV where Hallie is still being interviewed. So at this protest, the news is covering this anti-president protest.
Yeah.
And they're speaking to the protesters. And the person they're speaking to is Hallie, who says, "I think the president is basically an okay guy, except he could probably lighten up some." And then the newscaster says, "And what do you think?" and hands the mic to Duncan. "I think the president is a great, great man. And forgiving," says Duncan, because...
and we should all get behind him.
Yeah. Then the first woman, the one who was complaining, gets back on the mic.
You obviously disagree with this young man?
Well, totally. This president is using the Secret Service to spy on our organization.
That is not true. He would never, ever do that.
Oh, honey, you are so young and naive. President Richmond is a very corrupt and evil man.
How can you say that? Do you know how hard it is to be the president? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. People wanting something from you every moment. He never has any time to do anything for himself, anything fun, anything normal. You don't even know him.
I know what he does. I'm surprised he hasn't already sent in his goon squad to break up this legal protest.
There they are, right there. I got him.
Secret Service, here they come. Come on.
Excuse me. Here they come. Here they come.
So that amusing swing band music is indeed the cue for government forces to move on this peaceful protest.
This, as described by the woman, this legal protest.
Yeah.
Also, she's like, "Oh, the Secret Service are spying on our ill-defined organisation."
Yes.
So, what is your organisation? You don't want people to raise campaign funds?
I don't know, but it's wild to me how the movie just drops this thing about, "Oh, the Secret Service is spying on our organisation," and then breezes past it. Because isn't this what Nixon did? Like, didn't he wiretapping the Democratic headquarters?
Yeah, all sorts of people.
Yeah. But
that was specifically the Watergate thing.
Yeah, right. Like,
was the Democratic National Convention, right?
Yeah. So the movie sort of just drops this, but it drops it in at a point where the president is watching the TV. I don't know if this really came across in the audio clip, but when Hallie is speaking and defending her dad and saying that he's awesome, we see the president watching on TV and he's getting all misty-eyed. And he's like, "Oh, this is so nice. Hallie loves me and she's defending me."
Yeah.
And he is not reacting to the accusation of wiretapping. And Hallie is not reacting to the accusation of wiretapping.
No, it's just sort of this woman is dismissed as a sort of like paranoid fringe rando.
Yeah, whereas in fact she's saying, Secret Service overreach is in full effect and they're...
Yeah, oh, what, here they come right now.
They're spying on my organisation. And that is absolutely consistent with what we've seen the president do. He has a manila folder on Duncan.
On Duncan, yeah, of like personal information that he shouldn't be using.
Yeah, shouldn't be able to access. Certainly not for these purposes. So, yeah, but the film doesn't. I care that this president appears to be extremely corrupt.
Corrupt and overreaching.
But the film doesn't. The film only cares that Hallie is defending him and the president sees this and the president's like, oh, that's nice.
Oh, Hallie, you said a nice thing about me.
So anyway, even though the president's daughter is, like, her location is known and televised,
yeah,
they managed to effortlessly elude the Secret Service once more.
They have like a Scooby-Doo chase through a jazz band. They climb a fire escape and lose the Secret Service.
If you ever kidnap the president's daughter and you're being pursued by the Secret Service, here's my tip: try climbing a fire escape. It should fox them.
They can't do it. They can't see it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a helicopter will spot you, but they won't dispatch a helicopter.
No, they won't.
They won't. There will be no road closures. Nothing.
So the Secret Service let the kids get away. The president is let out of prison. There's a bolo out for the kids. The president wants to go back to the White House, but Lemson says, we've got to go back to the fundraiser. It had cost us $10 million if you don't go back, and they're going to need it against Olsen. And then the president says, for the rest of the night, I'm just a father. Let someone else be president. Don't think you're allowed to do that.
Also, at that point, no one else then becomes president.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
He's like, let someone else be president. I, needless to say, am still president, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not actually stepping down.
Yeah. So we see the BMW fly past the cops. They start to pursue the natural-born killers. What is this plot line I've written?
Yeah.
Duncan makes it to the roof of the building, up the fire escape. Hallie is up there too.
So Hallie made it up much quicker. So Duncan, when he gets to the top, he has to confess that he's not, in fact, a rock climber or a bungee jumper or a karate guy.
He's quite distressed by this climbing. It's taken a lot out of him.
Yeah, he says, are you mad that I lied? And Hallie says, well, I figured if I sort of had you pegged. I figured if you wanted to impress me that badly, you must really like me. Bear in mind that she didn't really think he did all that stuff, but did still threaten the DC hillbillies with his karate. I haven't been totally upfront with you either, she says. When we met, I deliberately didn't tell you who I was because I thought you wouldn't want to go out with me.
Yeah, I've had a great time, Hallie, even though I got in trouble, says Duncan. Me too, says Hallie. Yeah. And then he gives her the winking ring.
If the president's daughter can't...
That sounds awful.
Yes, it does. The president's daughter can't wear a lenticular ring with an opening eye on it because conspiracy theorists will lose their minds.
Yeah, that's an Illuminati symbol, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So you cannot wear that, Hallie, sorry. So in the alleyway below, a busking swing band is playing romantic jazz, and they're up here on the rooftop. It's a sweet little scene. Hallie asks Duncan if he wants to dance, and they slow dance on the rooftop and embrace. Let's just stay up here all night, says Hallie, and watch the sun rise. Duncan says...
Yeah, but this doesn't work for Duncan, obviously. He needs to get her to the dance to win his bet, so he's trying to push the dance angle.
For some reason, Duncan still cares about getting his $100, even though
also the sun is
there will be nothing to spend it on in his grave, where he will be.
Yeah, where he will be having been shot to death by the Secret Service. Yeah. Also, I feel like it must be like at least 2 a.m. by now. The dance is over.
Yeah, the dance I reckon done. School dances probably go on for like 70 minutes. From like between 5 to 6:20, and then everyone goes home.
Yeah, everyone goes home. It's not still happening.
Yeah.
He does reveal the bet to Hallie, and she is not impressed.
No, she's not happy.
I bet my friends $100 I'd show up at the dance with the president's daughter.
Oh. So that's why you were so eager to get me to the dance. I'm just some kind of trophy to show off to your friends. I thought you went out with me because you liked me, Duncan. Looks like you're gonna lose your bet.
Hallie!
That sound you heard at the end there was Hallie throwing the ring on the floor, and she descends the fire escape. So Duncan has thrown it all away for the $100, just because he was worried his friends wouldn't believe him.
Yeah.
They will believe you when you have a Wikipedia page.
They will believe you when the cause of death, the section of your Wikipedia page.
When the shot to death. When the Wikipedia page is like August 18th, 1998
kidnapping incident.
Yeah.
early life.
Yeah,
kidnapping
one
incident.
paragraph of early life, and then and then a vast
Causes of
minute
death.
by minute of the night that he had with the president's daughter. Yeah.
So she's gone down the ladder. Duncan is trying to sort of follow after her.
He shouts, "It's a
but he's
stupid
quite
bet.
slow.
I'm sorry. It was before I got to know you," which I feel like is a line that was in every movie for a period of about 3 years at around this time.
Yeah. But he's going to be okay. He'll be able to catch up with her as long as sexual bad boy Steve Ellinger doesn't show up. Oh, no. Oh, bloody hell. It's only sexual bad boy Steve Ellinger.
He rides up on his big, fast motorbike. He pulls alongside a sad Hallie, who is walking along the streets, bereft. "A woman like you doesn't need a boy," says Steve. "She needs a man who understands you." And Hallie's like, "I don't know." And he says, "Hop on, let me show you a real good time. Me and my roommates are having a party tonight." And then Hallie's like, "I'm not so sure." But then she sees Duncan sprinting towards her and says, "I'd love to."
Yeah, "I'm Steve's date now." "Hallie, you don't know this guy." "Don't wait up for us, Fletcher," says Steve, and he wheelies off on his bike.
Yeah, she says, "I'm going to be his date." What's weird about this is that obviously this is all an incredibly seedy scene, but because it's Disney, Steve does produce a second helmet from like from nowhere, from like another dimension, and
from his arse.
Yeah, from his arse, and gives it to Hallie. So they sort of wheelie off safely with helmets.
Duncan runs off to the phone box, and there's a phone book there, and he's able to get Steve Ellinger's address. And it just sort of struck me how wild it is that you could just dox people like that.
Yeah, you used to be able
to just find out where anyone lives at any point. There's just a book of everyone's home address
and just
on the street.
Just go to them. Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
So he tears out the Ellinger page. He steals a pizza delivery guy's moped. The pizza delivery company is called Pizza Chimp. Would not order from Pizza Chimp.
all our pizzas are handmade by Chimp.
Yeah, they're pretty bad pizzas.
Yeah, they will. There is a not insignificant amount of ape feces on your pizza.
So on this one, for example, the ape has eaten all the pepperoni and taken a shit in the box, and he forgot to put it in the oven. But you know, it's pretty neat.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's made by a chimp. What do you expect?
Hey, I mean, if you want better pizza, maybe order from Pizza Man.
Yeah. Yeah, they have men making their pizzas. They're pretty good.
But we have chimps making our pizzas, and we pass the savings on to you.
I mean, there are no savings. It's enormously expensive to feed and house apes.
You know how much it costs to euthanize an ape?
That's why all of our pizzas cost $180.
So Duncan drives off on a pizza chimp moped.
He steals the pizza guy's bike, shouting "national emergency."
Yeah, which, to be fair, it is. And he drives off. On the way, he passes about 6 cop cars chasing his dad's BMW with the natural-born killers inside it. I really hate my life, he observes. In a continuation of this extremely weird subplot, we then cut to the natural-born killers, and we see the cops chase them into an alleyway where they drift the car safely into a parking spot. "These anti-lock brakes rule,"
says this strange character.
Shouts the criminal man. Thornhill gives the president the news that Hallie and Duncan have been apprehended. They are also suspects in a convenience store holdup. Clearly, none of these 6 policemen on site realize, like 6 cop cars and Secret Service on site, realize that this isn't the president's daughter.
Yeah, they've never seen the president's daughter or know what she looks like, even though she's nationally famous.
And even though their job is rescue the president's daughter, they haven't been told, by the way, when you rescue the car that we think they're in, check that the humans who emerge from the car are them.
Yeah.
It's like,
maybe check if you don't know what the president's daughter looks like, maybe ask them for ID. Yeah. You know, that sort of thing might be useful.
I'm pretty sure the president's daughter has a paper bag with a mask on it and a load of bag of candy corn and is ranting about the crimes she committed. I think this is
that's probably her.
Look, she's the human in the car we were told to stop. So let's bring this back to the White House and collect our promotions.
Yeah, so they all suck. Olsen's people are going to have a field day, says Mlemson.
Yeah, they are. Probably get rightfully elected.
Yeah, right. Because they're not a corrupt, wiretapping, evil president. Yeah. So we cut to the house party. Steve's house smells, it seems. You'll get used to it, says Steve.
Yeah.
No one recognises the president's daughter again.
It's a skeezy, noisy, sort of like frat house, but like full of like drunk adults and the sound of smashing glass. It's really scary, and Hallie is not sure about being here.
Yeah, it's a real skeevy party. Everyone's just sort of Steve Ellinger bike wheeling douchebag.
Yeah. We see Duncan going door to door to every Ellinger address. He's wearing the moped helmet that has a big chimp on it.
Yeah.
Back to the party. You about ready to dance? Asks Steve, and some scuzzy grunge plays, and they start to slow dance. Steve tries to kiss her. I really like you and all, but that's moving too fast, says Hallie. Okay, let's just dance, says Steve furiously.
At the White House, the natural-born killers are brought before the president by the Secret Service. These are the ones, sir, say the Secret Service, of these two that they surely know aren't the president's
Presenting
daughter.
to
And
coked-up robber, like...
well, Mr. President, here they are. Your daughter and her date, safe and sound.
Your daughter was 30 years old, wasn't she?
Where'd you get that car?
She had black hair and was a coked-up robber.
Where'd you get that car? They say, no, knowing that it's not them, obviously. Yeah. We boosted it. There was no one in it. Hey, Mr. P, could we stay in the Lincoln bedroom? Can we go to the souvenir shop? Says the woman. I want to see these guys' movie.
Yeah.
I want to see the movie from these guys' perspective.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be better.
Yeah, well, they steal a car, get chased for a long time, and then dragged to the White House, and they're like, neat.
Yeah. Pretty
back
good.
At the party.
Back at the party, Steve keeps trying to kiss on Hallie. He's like, what's your problem? And she's like, take me home. And he says, I'll take you home when I'm ready.
Hallie says, fine.
Like, fine, then I will
Then
walk.
I'll walk. So she walks out the house, but outside on the front lawn, he threatens her. Nobody walks out on Steve Ellinger. You be a good little girl and come back in the house, and he won't let go of her arm. So yeah, things look desperate, and yes, there's an uncomfortable amount of sexual threat in this children's movie. But vroom, here on a moped comes Duncan, the hero.
Here on the pizza chimp moped is Duncan.
He comes here so he runs up to break it up. Steve throws him bodily into the steps of the house.
Yeah.
Then Duncan gets up and he's thrown down the lawn. Then Steve walks up to Duncan.
Then Duncan gets up and he's punched.
Steve does a super hard stomach punch.
Yeah.
And then Duncan leaps on him, and then Steve stands up and punches him hard in the face.
Well, before that, so they roll around, Duncan gets punched into some cans. Hallie jumps on Steve's back and bites his ear off.
Yeah. She leaps on Steve's back and bites his ear. He elbows Hallie and throws her to the ground.
But seeing this, Duncan stands.
Yeah, he sees red.
And he says, he gives him the George McFly shaky hand turning to a fist.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, Steve, smile. And then he knocks him out with a single punch.
Yeah, like bam. Hits him so hard. Steve hits the deck. It looks like his neck snapped, but he's sort of making noises. It could just be gas escaping, but he's probably alive.
From the body. He's probably, he'll live, but not well. Because Hallie isn't done with her Chaos Gremlin bullshit.
Yeah.
She then picks up Steve's bike and just sort of rolls it down the street where it sort of crashes and explodes.
Yeah, like crashes into some innocent person's car.
Loser, she says, and they run off on the stolen pizza bike.
We cut to the Washington Monument as the sun is coming up.
Well, we cut to a green screen of the Washington Monument.
My note in capitals here is, wait, are they not going to go to the dance WTF?
Yeah, no, they're not. I mean, yeah.
They've tried all night to get to this dance, and it's not happening. But fine.
I mean, he's going to make more than $100 when he sues the president for false imprisonment and presidential overreach and all that stuff.
He's going to make more than $100 when eventually, in 60 years' time, he's released from prison and writes a book.
Yeah.
He's going to be pardoned, but like 8 presidents later. Yeah.
We're so sorry about the corruptness of President
Richmond.
Yeah.
So... they're sat in front of the Washington Monument.
They're sat on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, facing the Washington Monument, and the reflecting pool between them.
Yeah. You were right, says Hallie. I should have been more careful like you. And Duncan says, well, if you were as careful as me, you wouldn't have a life. You just got to be careful who you hang out with. The two of them are friends now, and they're nice. This is kind of flirty and friendly. I guess not everybody is as nice as you, says Hallie. And Duncan apologizes for using her to get $100. And Hallie says, I kind of used you too. Probably more so in that Duncan wanted $100 and Hallie knows that this will probably ruin Duncan's life and his family's life.
And Hallie wanted Duncan to be shot to death by the Secret Service.
But having made friends, they stand. It's time for Hallie to face the music, she says. Duncan retrieved the ring earlier, and he gives her the lenticular little eye ring again, and Hallie's like, oh, yes, I will wear it.
She says, will we ever see each other again? Maybe. I won't be the president's daughter forever, you know. Only 4 more years if your father gets re-elected, says Duncan. And then they share a kiss in front of a poorly green-screened Washington Monument.
They kiss in front of the Washington Monument. The symbolism is obvious. And then there is a reverse shot of the Lincoln Memorial. The symbolism is obvious.
The symbolism is obvious, yeah. Yeah.
So, bye, Hallie, Duncan says sadly. Hallie walks into the White House. She gets into the actual corridors of the White House before the Secret Service realise she's back.
Yeah, she just wandered in.
Nobody's watching the lawn. Yeah. She just walks up and into the Oval Office, and they go, "Oh my God, Hallie!" It's just anyone can breeze in and out.
Yeah. Oh my God, Hallie, and also 7 people with guns.
So in the Oval Office, Hallie finds the president and Duncan's dad golfing, their cares forgotten, their children missing.
They've gone on their own arc where they've realised that to really enjoy golf, they must abandon their jobs and families.
Yeah, they've gone on their own arc where they realise that they're united by their love of golf, and they love golf more than anything in the world.
Even though Duncan's dad disagrees with every single policy that President Richmond has ever instituted.
Golf, though.
Look at him putt, though. Look at his swing.
Golf.
God, it's good.
Look, all dads, when you become a parent, you realise that there is a bond that is stronger than anything you've ever experienced before, and it's the bond between you and golfing.
Yeah, they talk about how it changes your life, and you're not really prepared for it until it happens. But when you look down at that graphite 3 wood,
but when
you look into its
gleaming head,
it changes you.
It does, yeah. When you sink your first hole in one from clear across the 9.
Yeah. There's no feeling like it. It really is the best thing in the world. So the Secret Service is very mad at Hallie. She says, young lady, you've cost the taxpayer $50,000 and may have cost your father his re-election.
It's wild to me that the amount expended on the search is that low over almost 24 hours of missing daughter.
Yeah, no, I think he's adjusting to not reveal to the president how much they spent fruitlessly trying to get her back.
No, I think he really spent very little.
That does make it.
We were going to send the chopper up, but that's like $1 million in fuel. So
we were gonna send some real Secret Service agents, but then we found some clowns. They were cheaper.
Who wrote this playbook? Clumsy the Clown?
We sent Clumsy the Clown and all his friends. But yeah, the president steps in and says, this is family business, not affairs of state. Good night.
And he dismisses both Mr. Thornhill and Lemson.
Lemson is sent off. Time for a presidential bollocking. Some piano music starts playing, which is exactly like the piano music that plays at the end of an Ace Attorney case when everyone's wrapping up.
Yeah, so the camera pans up as the family is reunited. First order of business, says the president, and he gives his daughter a big hug. The family is reunited. The camera swings upwards and patriotic orchestra swells. Meanwhile, Duncan and his dad, we cut to them. It's the next day. They're picking the BMW up from the cops. Duncan is grounded and his dad is chewing him out.
Yeah, he peels the Olsen for President bumper sticker off his car because 10 minutes of putting with the president has replaced a lifetime of political affiliation.
Well, I didn't know that this president liked golf, just like me. Yeah. And
now that I do.
Maybe when Olsen becomes a father, he'll understand what it means to golf.
He'll understand cradling a 9-iron in your arms.
So Duncan is grounded. His dad's telling him off. But on the drive home, he says, look, Duncan, maybe when you're no longer grounded, we should do some stuff together. Maybe play a little golf.
Maybe some golf. You got a little golf there, buddy? A little golf for daddy?
I don't remember writing this, but in my notes I've written, dads only want one thing, and it's disc golfing.
It's this golfing.
Dads only want one thing, and it's disc golfing. That's a t-shirt. Oh my God, you would totally see a dad wearing that in the Magic Kingdom, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. In among all the other t-shirts, which are like, if you touch my daughter, I'll kill you and bury you in my back garden.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's sick. Oh, God. We don't have time to go on a tangent about t-shirts in the Magic Kingdom. But why do people wear these t-shirts to the Magic Kingdom?
Yeah, I have
They're
Yeah, I have 'em.
Oh, I'm off to the Magic Kingdom today. Which T-shirt shall I wear? I've got this one with Goofy on it. He's popular.
Yeah.
Or,
I do have the one that says, yeah, I have a daughter. I also have an AK-47 and a sledgehammer for smashing up your bones and a car to put you in and an alibi.
And a bathtub full of acid that I will use to dissolve your dead body after I kill you with my gun that I have. Yeah, I'll wear that one. I'll wear that to the Magic Kingdom all day.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah. What should I wear to the Magic Kingdom? Oh, I should wear this T-shirt that's got a sort of distressed American flag on it, and it says, "Stomp my flag and I'll kill your ass." That's what I'll wear to the Magic Kingdom.
That's the vibe.
Yeah, no, I'll wear that one. Oh, no, I know what I'll wear to the Magic Kingdom. I won't wear any of those. I'll wear this T-shirt that is loudly complaining about the amount of money I've spent on the day, just to sort of remind my family not to have too much fun.
That is the best one. The T-shirt that's like...
most expensive vacation ever.
Yeah. Mickey rinsed my credit cards, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Just so my wife sort of spins around happily. She's having a great time.
Yeah.
She turns around smiling. Her eyes flick downwards towards my T-shirt and the smile fades. Just so I can puncture every little bubble of joy that everyone's enjoying today whenever they turn and look at me.
So that when we look back at these photos of the family on Expedition Everest, the roller coaster, everyone's got their hands in the air. They're all screaming with delight. It's a precious memory. But there's me. Yeah. You can clearly read my T-shirt. Most expensive vacation ever.
Mentally calculating the amount of money that I've spent on the day. I just want it to be ever present in everyone's minds while we're there.
Exactly.
I don't want any kind of escapism.
I just want everyone to think about how, although this is a magical kingdom where imagination is the truest power, it was very financially expensive because magic isn't real and you have to pay to come to a theme park, which is people playing dress up.
Yeah, I think the most important thing to me is to drag down the escapism whenever I can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So just before people get too sort of lost in the wonder and joy of the day.
It's so counterproductive. It's like you pay all that money and then just to then get there and be like, it's not real. It's an expensive holiday. Yeah.
So I think probably what I'll do is I'll take a couple of T-shirts. I'll start with the if you date my daughter, I'll murder you and dissolve your bones.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the day, I'll change into I'm spending way too much money on this.
Yeah. When vacation. I get too hot and sweaty under this pounding Florida sun, I'll swap to
I'll swap to expensive day ever.
Most expensive.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. All right. Solved. Packing done.
Yeah. I came to Disneyland and all I got were this horrible family and no money.
Yay. All right. Yes.
Wish I was golfing. Okay, so
he notices Duncan's jacket. We're talking about Duncan, his dad, in the car.
Yeah.
He says it looks new and expensive. It was, says Duncan. An emergency came up, so I did what you told me to. I charged it. You charged it, says Dad, and he's so enraged that he barrels through a stop sign and they fatally crash.
Yeah, he T-bones
so
another
they're both
driver.
Killed.
Destroying both cars. It's a really serious crash. The gag is supposed to be that they've gone this whole movie, all these wacky capers, and the BMW has remained completely unharmed. And yet, as soon as the dad is back in control of it and the adventure is over, he completely smashes it up. But it is also quite a violent car accident. So we cut to school. Duncan is handing over $100 to his bros, having lost the bet. They ask him what he really did Friday night, and he recaps the events of the movie much more succinctly than we have. Mm-hmm. They don't believe him, but Duncan says he doesn't care. Friday night was the night of his life. He got to go out with a girl who's beautiful, smart and funny, and she likes me for me. And oh yeah, she thinks magic's pretty cool.
This is the point at which he loses the audience.
Definitely,
they're like, all right, we were with you up until that point. But
it's so choice.
No way, man.
He says, and oh yeah, she thinks magic's pretty cool. And he slams his locker to emphasise this and walks off, which is brilliant. Later in class, the Secret Service are here for Duncan. It's prison for you,
Dunk. The teacher is giving a history lesson. She says the election of 1920 had a lot of first-time voters. Anyone remember who they were? Duncan. Duncan is asleep, not caring about women's suffrage. So,
yeah. But
just bear that in
he's
mind.
woken up by the Secret Service dragging him out of the classroom. What did I do now? He says.
Yeah, he's to be shot to death on the steps of the school.
So the amazed class rush to the windows to see Duncan be shot to death on the lawn of the school.
Extrajudicially murdered.
State-sponsored
by
killing.
Presidential assassin.
So outside,
a polonium-tipped umbrella.
He's led to the street where the presidential limo waits. The president steps out Duncan takes the opportunity to apologise to him. The president says, Hallie told me what happened that night.
Even about the boy on the motorbike. You saved her. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Duncan says, well, if we hadn't have ditched the Secret Service in the first place, I wouldn't have had to save her. Yes, but you did, didn't you, says the president. And Duncan says, Duncan implies that he's never going to see Hallie again. And the president says, well, I wouldn't count on that. You know what? I'd feel fine knowing that she's out with you.
Yeah. They shake hands.
He says, Duncan, if you ever need anything, let me know. Enemies wiretapped, etc. Whatever.
Enemies, school bullies poisoned.
Yeah. Sometimes being president has its advantages, he says.
Has its advantages. Any South American governments you need destabilised. The CIA is at your total
He
disposal.
gestures to the trunk of the limo, which pops open, revealing Steve Ellinger, his corpse.
Steve Ellinger? There never was a Steve Ellinger. Yeah. All his records have been erased. What you do to him is up to you, Duncan.
This limo will take you to a warehouse. Whatever you want to do to Steve. And when you're finished...
It's all nice and legal.
When you're finished, my men will take you home. So Duncan says, well, now you mention it, Mr. President, there is one little thing. And we cut to Duncan's dad at his work. And then Duncan's dad's boss comes in and says, the president called to ask if he could play golf with me and you. You're promoted.
Yeah. Start working on your golf swing, Mr. Vice President in charge of operations.
Wow.
Dad is delighted. Yeah. The boss is delighted. The president has used his influence to get him a promotion at work and is now using presidential time to play golf with some, I don't know, shipping company manager.
Yeah, like two randos. So, the president's reconnected with his true love, golf. Yeah, it's really funny how the arc of this movie appears to be the president reconnecting with his daughter. Then by the end, he has reconnected with golf.
Reconnected with golf. Back at the White House, the station wagon rolls in. Ron Reagan Jr. salutes Duncan like an old friend. There's a re-elect Richmond bumper sticker on the station wagon now. So also he has won over this one voter, which is Duncan's dad.
Yes. But, I mean, there's no way he's getting re-elected. Like,
God,
the movie is, like the state that they leave this, I mean, he didn't do the fundraiser.
No.
He's got protests everywhere.
Yeah.
People talking about, illegal surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't... I'm not getting...
Shady campaign funds.
Yeah, I'm not getting re-elected vibes.
No.
But, I don't know. We only see DC. He is off to... He's off to Houston, isn't he? In a bit.
He's got his deep in the heart of Texas, his traditional family values message might play better. Who knows?
He might have a strong base. I'm not sure. I've definitely spent too long thinking about it. So we end the movie on Duncan pulling into the White House where Hallie runs down the stairs to meet him. Don't worry, Mr. President, says Duncan. I'll have her back by 11 o'clock. And the president says, whenever.
Yeah.
Because it's more golf for him. Thanks, Dad, says Hallie, and the two lovebirds drive off. Your dad is a really cool guy for trusting us like this, says Duncan. And as the camera pans out, we see a motorcade pull alongside the car to escort them and a CGI helicopter as well.
A helicopter overhead, and the movie ends, and we get to hear the song again. So that's nice.
It's incredible this movie doesn't end with Mr. Thornhill getting fired, the head of the Secret Service.
Yes.
There's a scene where the president bollocks Mr. Thornhill and Mr. Lemsip. But he's just like, I don't want to see you for another hour. He's not like, you're both terrible at your jobs and you're dismissed. So I don't know.
I think any other outcome than Duncan being shot to death by him should result in him being fired. So
yeah, absolutely.
So it didn't happen.
That was my date with the president's daughter. Overall, quite fun to watch. Less fun to recap because it's so hectic. It's so chaotic. It's just like scene. But
it really is.
It did feel like recapping an episode of 24. It's like, then Jack Bauer gets in his car.
I thought it was fun. I thought Will Friedle was a charming lead.
He's very charming. I wanted him to be okay and not get shot to death. And he wasn't, so I was happy.
He wasn't shot to death, so good. Yeah. Good all round.
Yeah. What did you think of my date with the president's daughter? Let us know by emailing us at mumcan'tcookpod@gmail.com. Speaking of our wonderful, wonderful listeners, Andy.
Yes.
This week, I want to shout out Mark, who emails, "Hi gents, was re-listening to old episodes and your comments about the Jenny Project basically being a horror sent me spiralling until I wound up making this. please enjoy. And the email contains a URL which directs to a YouTube video, The Jenny Project, but it's a prestige horror. I really recommend...
an A24.
Yeah, I really recommend that you watch
movie.
this on YouTube, folks. So search The Jenny Project, but it's a prestige horror. There aren't that many YouTube videos about The Jenny Project, so you'll probably find it quite
Just generally,
easily.
yeah.
But you can hear the audio now, so you can just hear just how brilliantly edited this thing is.
Walter, remember that chimp infant that I saved when I was in Africa?
The lowland pan-troglodyte.
Brought her home, Walter.
Walter tells me that you've got a species-isolated chimpanzee in your possession.
Jenny.
Can't it eat outside? I'm warning you.
Per our agreement, Dr. Prentice, you study Jenny at our home.
No chimpanzee has ever lived.
You have no claim to Jenny.
How dare you talk to me like that?
There's a danger.
What do you think? I think Jenny is my daughter?
Ask why she attacked the mailman.
Then your project with her is over.
You are not leaving me here with that animal. There's no way.
We are not experiments. We're not subjects in a laboratory. We are a family.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Mark. That was brilliant.
It works so well. It's
too well. Yeah.
It works too well.
It's brilliant.
This is what it was supposed to be.
My favourite bit is the shot of the dad sort of peering menacingly out of the window.
Peering menacingly out of a window.
It's really good. Yeah.
It's great.
Okay. Andy, what decom will we do next?
Next up, Luke, it should be an interesting one. We're going to do 2003's The Even Stevens movie.
Oh, okay.
I have never seen Even Stevens.
I've not seen the Even Stevens movie, and I've not seen Even Stevens.
So this should be
I'm looking
interesting.
forward to
Apparently,
seeing...
the movie serves it's a decom, and it serves as the finale to the TV series, which we will not have watched a single episode of. So here's the synopsis. The Stevens win an all-expense-paid trip to an island. However, they are unknowing participants of a reality TV show where their family's unity is put to the test.
It's a battle royale. That's it.
Yeah.
They go to the island and have to put on a collar that explodes if they don't.
Yeah, that
fight
explodes
each
if
other
they don't
to
kill
the
each other.
death. Yeah.
Oh, music by Mark Mothersbaugh. Okay,
Ooh.
I'm in. I'm all in.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm up for this. I hope you appreciate, listener, that we are spoiling Even Stevens for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, voluntarily watching the finale when we haven't seen any of Even Stevens.
Unless we watch all of Even Stevens before we watch the movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would obviously work, but
I'm not doing
that.
Sorry.
Yeah. You're lucky
listeners.
I'm watching the Even Stevens movie, frankly.
Yeah. You're lucky I watched My Day with the President's Daughter.
Yep. Okay, thank you so much for listening, folks. In conclusion...
Patreon.com/extra helpings.
I'm trying to do some whimsy at the end there. No!
No, whimsy. But no, if you do want extra bonus episodes of the show, do go to patreon.com/extra helpings, where we are currently recapping the Disney Channel original TV series So Weird, which is just banger after banger. I love the show so much. It's so stupid and so brilliant. Yeah. So do check that out. We also have merch over at bonesforbowser.com or momcan'tcookstore.com if you want to get t-shirts and other items inspired by our episodes on Disney Channel original movies.
We've got a lush Johnny Tsunami inspired one that went up there recently from our Johnny Capahala Back on Board episode. And
yeah, it's a good day to hang 10 for my crimes, it says.
Yeah,
so try good luck explaining that to people at parties.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe there'll be a dads only want one thing and it's just golfing. You could buy it for your dad.
Buy it for my dad. He'd love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, folks. I've got to go. I have a date with the president's uncle. I guess.
I have a date with the president's grandma. She's 180 years old.
So it should be a short one. But yeah, I do have to go. If I'm shot to death by the Secret Service, then Luke will be here next time to talk about the Even Stevens movie solo. So look forward to that.
All right. Take it easy, folks. See you next time. Bye.
Catch you next time. Oh, Hortense!